you guys set up here. There we go. Nice. There we go. Sweet. All right. This evening, guys, I apologize. I'm going to be sweating like a pig. It's probably 105 degrees in this garage. We're in Houston, summertime. It's hot. Anyways, today we're going to be working on this 2000 Ducati 748 biposto. That's the dual C one. I've already done a lot of ripping off and tearing down of pieces and stuff just off the lives. I've been filming it for the new series that's going to be coming up on this one because I'm still editing the Ducati 996 series. That bike is done and gone and has a happy owner. This was my personal project for me. I've always wanted one of these bikes, so this is the next bike in line, and we are just getting into the starting processes of tearing this bike down. I'm finding so much rust and gunk and just neglect. And one of the funny things that I'm going to be doing right now is removing the rear brake. And funny enough, whoever owned this bike before, the rear brake line, you're supposed to route it up over into this. They routed it in between the swing arm and the engine casing. I don't know who thought that would have been a good idea, but I'm going to have to take off this rear brake and replace this brake line because it's been pinched and all kinds of stuff. Well, we'll be removing that brake. We're going to be removing the throttle bodies and then taking them over to dissect them, get the injectors out, get the hoses off, get the old fuel hoses off and stuff, because we're going to completely rebuild those and send the injectors off to get professionally cleaned. After that, we're going to do brakes, throttle bodies, this breather tube, quick job, not a big deal. And then I think we'll do the front end and then the radiator if it doesn't get too late. We only have till 12, so we have a couple hours, but I think I can do it all. But the thing that always slows me down is not necessarily doing the job, it's trying to get all the footage done. So, again, I have this camera, it's just my phone recording. It's facing me, I can't see the comments or anything coming in, but leave a comment. I'll check in periodically to check on comments, and we'll kind of go from there. But right now, let's go ahead and get started on this brake. Rear brake reservoir, removing it and everything. I gotta drain it so it doesn't spit brake fluid everywhere, and I just gotta remove it. So let's get started. Let's see. Can't really see anything. Okay, cool. Well, what's up, guys? All right, let's get started. Get my camera going here, because always gotta be recording. Let's see here. Let's do this. All right, sweet. It's pretty bright. There we go. That looks good. And recording. Simple brake kit, just a simple bleeder, just allows me to suck out all the fluid. I'm going to be utilizing it, get out everything. Alright, there we go. Nothing fancy, does its job. Clockwise to tighten, there we go. Everything already gets slippery because I'm already so sweaty. Yeah. Oh, it's actually kind of loose. It's nice. No surprise. And I'm not worried about the fluid too much because all these painted surfaces need to be repainted. They're all pretty bad. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, the O-ring isn't there. Oh, something was wrong. Sweet. All right, let's get this O-ring in here. Yeah, that's one thing, this brake fluid makes these rubber parts expand. So this O-ring doesn't want to sit in there, so every time I take it apart, it just pops right out. But let's go here. There we go. Too much, both y'all or my video camera, just because it takes so much work to move that damn thing around. Let's see if I can get this guy loosened. Put you on plate. There we go. See if I can get that to stay. No, that one's a 10. Sweet. Alright. As I say, I'm not going to move you around too much and move the camera. Alright, let's see here. There we go. Yeah, you guys leave a comment if you guys have worked on one of these bikes, or if you guys enjoy working on the older bikes. I mean, to me, this isn't that old. It's like 2000, but when I think about it, I'm like, holy shit, this was almost, this is a 25-year-old bike. I'm like, goddamn, dude, I had this thing up on a poster in my bedroom as like my dream bike. So, I know I'm getting old just by realizing this isn't that old of a bike. It's like, dude, it's almost 30 years old. Fuck, getting old. Let's see if this thing wants to pop loose. You're 10, aren't you? Oh, I'm not 10. Wow, so 11, 12. Odd. You 11? Where are you? Yeah. Ah, there it goes. Ouch. Nice busted knuckle. No restoration is perfect without some scuffs and scrapes. Alright. And again, I'm just sucking everything out. Just trying to make sure whenever I take off the actual hoses, it doesn't go everywhere. Alright, let's see here. Need some fluid. It was already pretty dry. There it is. Wow, that's some milky stuff. And barely. Barely anything in here. Good enough. Actually, you know what? Let me move this back around. If I can get this back down. Yeah, let's see if I can get it to pump out anymore. Well, there really wasn't anything in there. Okay. That makes that easy. Okay. Be mindful, brake fluid everywhere so I don't get it completely everywhere. Alright. Move it over here. Let's do this. I'm gonna sit off to the side for a moment. Alright. This cap back on. Let's see here. See if we can get this guy off. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna break that so I can take that off. Hopefully get that through the swing arm. I don't know how we got it through the swing arm. I'm hoping this fits through, but we'll see. Let's see if that comes off. Okay. 12, 14. All right, let's see. A little tap tap. Oh, you rounding? Oh, you're rounding. Oh, I thought you were coming off. You're not coming off. Let's do a roll. In here. Now you're 12. You're just super soft. Ooh. Let's see here. Oh wow. I just broke or bent something trying to get that off. Well, okay, let's just get it off. Oh man, everything on here is so tight. Oh, yep. Let me get the breaker bar. The last one I used the impact on something, it snapped it, so I'm just gonna play things a little bit safer. Use the breaker bar. Breaker bar. Alright, let's see here. Oh man. Yeah, that's how I've been finding everything. It's just super corroded, super on there. Let's see if I can get this one off. On here. Alright, here we go. That came off with a little bit less effort. There we go. Whew, everything's so tight. Yeah. That's on there. Just go on. What did it? I think I got a piece of some shavings of metal on my toe. It's the downside of trying to do things on flip-flops. Good. Let's see. Let's try an impact. Let's see what happens with impact. Let's see. Got my impact ready. What is up on my toe? Man. Right on, right? Yeah, there we go. That makes me feel better. still super tight on it. As I fall over. Okay. And all these things are going to need new bands or bolts. There we go. Now let's see how this dumbass put this in there, because it's all burnt up and done. Okay, maybe I can get this other side off. We'll try. Give it a shot. Let me get this back on there. These rotors are toast as well, so it doesn't help. There we go. Let's see if this one's come on. There we go. Let's put a towel around you so we can figure out what we want to do. See a bunch of brake fluid in this caliper. Whew. Man. It is hot. Let's see what. We got some comments. Let me check in on you guys. Dude, what's up? What's up, Master Games? Let me scroll through here. Master Games, what's up, dude? Fried? Wish a cold salad? Yeah, sure. Dude, thanks, man. Thanks for the sub, Master Games. No, this is definitely not an R6. This is a 2000 Ducati 748. It's, you can see, kind of see the body work over there a little bit. It's, if you think about motorcycles, it's one of the most iconic looking motorcycles. You've probably seen it before, and you'll know it when you see it, but they made this style of bike from, I think it was like 1996 to 2003 or something. I can't even, no, it was like 94 to 2003, and they had like the 748, the 916, the 996, and then their final version, the biggest one, was the 998. But it was Ducati's first superbike, and it was really big because it wasn't like all the other inlines. It has a V engine, so it made this bike very skinny. So if you think back to 90s bikes, like 90s Kawasaki's and Suzuki's, they were literally like couches on wheels. They were huge. And this sleek, slender bike came along and just dominated. Yeah, Scott, what's up, dude? I have 996 in the garage that I'm going to be doing some refreshing to. Curious to see where your project goes. Well, you're in luck. I actually finished a 996. I had two of these in my garage. This is the 748 that I got because of working on the 996. I was working on the 996. I was like, wow, this is so nice. There's no electronics to deal with. There's no crazy OEM crap that I have to deal with. Like, this was super nice to work on. So when my buddy had one in his garage for 10 years, just sitting there, and I just finished an S1000 rebuild. Yep. That guy. Put a new battery in that. I just finished the rebuild on that. I was like, holy shit, this was so fun. I want one, but I could only find, I didn't want to get a nice one. I wanted to get a shitty one so I could rebuild it and work on it and get to know the bike. I could only find this. This was all the way up in Ohio. And it was like $2,000, and it took another $700 to get it down to Houston, Texas. But it was worth it. It's in rough shape, but it's not wrecked a bunch. It's just been sitting in a barn. I got a bunch of pictures of it sitting in a barn, all dusty and stuff. And it wasn't stored in Florida or something where everything will just immediately turn rustos up north. So there is rust from sitting, but everything's been well taken care of. And there was also a few nice things, like the guy had some extra D&D exhaust on there, which isn't that great, but there's some chintzy things, like he had chromed the wheels, but from a shitty chromer, so all the chrome's flaking off, so I need to get those redone. And he put a size 200 tire on the rear, and that actually burnt rubber onto the exhaust and threw rubber all over the shop. It was kind of crazy. Like, I was like, this thing can barely fit a 180, and that's a 200. So he just skipped the 190, went to 200, and it's just, I don't know. So I'll have to clean those exhaust cans, get the heat gun out and melt that rubber off those exhaust cans. But now this bike's fun. The 996 is pretty much the exact same thing, just, what is it, the bore and stroke I think is different. I can't remember, I think it's just bore and stroke, because I think even the valves and everything are the exact same. And then the 996, depending on what year it has 4 injectors. Most of the base model stuff only has 2 injectors. The 996 that I was dealing with had 4. It was 1, 2, 3, 4. But it saves you money. I'm gonna take these off and go send them to RX Injectors here in Houston, and they are able to service them, meaning ultrasonic clean them, run them through a flow tester, run them through a bunch of cleaners, replace the baskets, replace all the O-rings, and it even gives you a graph on what has kind of changed on how they came in. It's like a little bar graph on how well the service did. Anyways, yeah, dude, Scott, good luck, man. It's a fun bike to work on, and it's quote unquote easier to work on. I love these older bikes. They make me happy because I'm not scared of some electronic gremlin that is in a wiring loom that's like this thick. Like this main wiring loom is, where is it? It's on this side. It's just like, I don't know, 20 or so wires. It's not that bad, and they all kind of mainly terminate into small places, not gigantic brains where you have to deal with. But anyways, let's get back to this. And Ryler, what's up, dude? Come and join the fun of me sweating my ass off. Like I said, I'm in Houston, Texas, and you can see my fat ass. I'm already soaked, but it's worth it. Anyways, let's get this clogged up. Get you clogged up off to the side a bit. I'm gonna set this up over here on this table that I have. I need a drain. Okay. All right, now the fun part. We're gonna see if we can get. He routed this brake line through the swing arm, in between the engine case and the swing arm. That's not where it's supposed to go. It's supposed to go above and this way. So I don't know. This guy was being dumb. So, anyways, let me change batteries real quick. Sweet. And if you guys want to do any filming your own, I recommend the Sony ZV-1. I actually am a videographer for my day job, and I've used all kinds of cameras, whether it's from like prosumer, like Sony A7Rs and stuff, all the way up to some movie production stuff, and this little guy does a perfect quality for YouTube. You really don't need any more of them. Alright, let's see. We got that. Let's go ahead and remove the master cylinder so I can get that out of the way. Actually need to unplug it. Unplug it a little bit. Yeah, so it plugs right there. It's this one. Can't film that. Gotta film everything because people love the steps. I love them too. What I'm saying. It's not like I'm not a big fan too. Alright, a little bright. Looks good. Get the 8. Yeah, another nice thing is a lot of these bolts are all the same. just be careful. I've broken so many of these damn bolts, and especially if they're corroded at all. I've been using my left-handed drill bits quite a lot to get everything out of here. Oh yeah, I broke this bracket. Damn it. Broke that. That sucks. I was torquing on it with that thing trying to get it out, but I didn't break anything else. No, engine case is fine. The soft aluminum broke, so that's a bummer. As you can see there. That's why you gotta be careful with stuff that's old. All this cast aluminum is just, it's not meant to be torqued on too hard. Here's a perfect example. It's like, just kind of push on it a little bit, and in actuality, what do you call it? Impact is actually a lot safer because it gives just those sudden jolts that you need. All right, so now the fun part. Let's see if I can somehow get this out of here. I don't think I can, which is going to be shitty. I can't get this out. Yeah, this thing is all messed up. All right, let's see. All right, all off. All right. Bender bolts. Not the only bender bolts. These guys suck. This guy's just bleeding out over here. It's fine. This garage floor doesn't really matter, but it's just one of those things. I really don't like brake fluid. Not a fan. All right, let's see. How can I get this out? Oh, it's stuck already. What are you doing? You routed. Come on, tell me you're gonna fit. I was hoping I could save this. Really wanted to get a new one. This thing is janked, so I'm gonna clip it. I want to clip it, but it looks like I have to clip it. Let's see, we got two options. I actually don't have wire clippers. Try this guy first. Let's try and clip it up here. So maybe I can. Oh, maybe I can see that. There we go. Route things between a swing arm and a freaking engine case. Yeah, this guy's a Dunsky. Never seen the inside of these. That's kind of cool. It's got the liner. It's got the steel braided line on the outside. It's kind of cool. That goes straight to the trash can. All right, let's get that off. Need to add a new part to the list of things we need to do and get. This. I always try to put the bolts just back where I found them, because I'll go through everything before I start putting things on, and I'll clean and replace as I go. Okay, you're good. You just need to be clean. Okay, there's that one. This guy goes up here. But who else is working on a project bike right now? I know Scott's got the 996 in his garage. Who else is working on stuff? Any Jap bikes or other Italian bikes? I'm trying to queue up another Italian bike. I was wanting to do a Aprilia, but it seems like everyone just kind of warns me of like, don't like the parts are always back ordered, and I even checked out, there was a wrecked 2024 RSV, and I was like, yeah, sure, that would be just like the 2024 S1000 that I actually just rebuilt. I was like, yeah, it would be great, but when I looked on eBay, there was nothing. And then when I looked on for other parts sites, there was nothing. Like, I couldn't find anything other than direct from Italy, and that makes things difficult. I was like, God damn. I threw a couple things over here. That's a job well done. Got that off. So now we can move on to the injectors. We'll take a field trip, move you around so you guys can see better. Try and clean off my hands a little bit. I already gave this thing a super deep clean, but apparently not enough. I like soaked it in degreaser and whatever, and still, it's everywhere. I try to do my best on these things to get them clean so I don't have to deal with just always wiping off grease on my hands and arms and whatever. But it's still super dirty. Alright, here is that bolt from, I can stay there and try to get that bracket. Alright, let's take a field trip. You guys can watch me remove the get you guys closer, maybe a little higher up, have a better view. There we go. Sweet. Alright, let's check in on you guys. Ouch. Alright, whoops. Hey Ryder, how long have you been working on it? This one, Ryder was asking how long I've been working on it. I have spent maybe 2 days total on this thing so far. You can see I got the gas tank off, wheels, rims, rotors, exhaust, forks, the remainder of the body work, and then brakes and some other stuff, solids and ends. So a couple days, but I have a little one, and the only free time I get is from around like 7:30ish, maybe 8 till 12. So I don't get that much time to work on them. So when I say a day, that's not 8 hours. It's at most 4 hours, and some nights I don't even work that long on these because I'm super tired. What's up, Bert? How's it doing, man? You got any project bikes you're working on? You just enjoy watching them? It's not a bike, but I'm putting a Yamaha motor in it. Hey, dude, I always want to do that, Ryder. I always wanted to do like the Harbor Freight, whatever it is, 5 horsepower lawnmower motors and strap them to like a chassis and make a go-kart. I always wanted to do that in high school because I had a couple friends that did that, and I thought those things were the coolest shit. But those friends also had like, you know, a little bit of land, and they had some areas to drive a go-kart. I lived in like super suburbs, and it's like, okay, you built it, now what are you gonna do with it? My dad was all for it. He's like, all right, let's do it. I'm like, all right, well, where are we gonna show? He's like, I don't know. We would have to maybe trailer it somewhere. And I was like, meh. But yeah, that sounds like so much fun. That's like the gold standard of tinkering in the garage. Like as a high schooler or a kid, or even my age, I'd want to do it. Is just putting motors in things that aren't supposed to have motors. Like one day I thought it'd be kind of cool to, you've probably seen it where they take Hayabusa engines and drop them into random things. Maybe like a Cooper Mini or one of those smart cars, drop a Hayabusa motor into them. But I don't really have the tech know-how on that one. I'm not good with cars. There's a lot of stuff that goes along with cars. I'm not good with cars. Motorcycles are definitely a little bit easier, a little bit more forgiving. Let's see if I get you guys. There we go. I'm gonna get you up a little bit higher. There we go. You can see kind of what's going on. Because I'll be working right here. These are the throttle bodies, fuel hoses. I'm just taking this whole piece off, and I'm also going to be taking off the intake boots. That way, I have all this out of the way, so I can get to these. These are called the valve covers. These are where you check the valve lashes or the valve measurements. So I need to get there, and then down here you'll see them once I take them off. But let's go ahead and get this ready to get taken off. There. Alright, let's see here. Some tools and stuff over here. Move these around, try and stay organized. Oh, there's tools. Breaker bar, always good to have. 2 seconds. Let me get prepped. Yeah. It's funny, I'm having flashbacks because it wasn't, I don't know, maybe a month ago that I was doing this on my friend's 996, so I'm doing it all over again. But it was nice because his 996 was super clean because it'd been stored in a climatized garage the whole 10 years. And you guys, I've actually released the first 2 videos of that bike rebuild. If you guys tune out from watching this, or you guys are done watching this, go check out my channel and see the first 2 build videos of that 996. It's a cool bike. It's the same thing as this, but his was in way better condition than this thing. I'm not to say this isn't bad, but could be a lot better. All right, let's see. Let's make you, gotta adjust the camera, do some settings, tweak some settings. All right, let's see here. That looks good, so I need to do this connector, this throttle. 1, 2, oh, I need a long, if I had more long Phillips, I think these are Phillips. Can I do Phillips? Any Phillips? No, flat. I don't be able to reach it. Oh yeah, let's get this guy taken off. Sweet. And you'll hear me get quiet when I'm filming just because when I'm editing, my videos, I try to keep them just the ambient sound of working on the bike, so. Unscrew this. Come on. Oh man, this tab is so sharp. It's like I can feel it wanting to cut me. All right, there's that. It is. Blade. I hate flatheads. Do you guys hate flatheads? I think flatheads is the worst idea and should be removed from every single piece of machinery, motorcycle, car, house. I think it's the dumbest thing ever invented. But that's just me. It just always slips out, no matter what. Yeah, oh, there it goes. Sweet, coming off, come on. And then you start to move around on you. Yeah, and these bikes get expensive too, real quick. Like, I spent, what was it, 2,500 on the bike. 700 to pick it up, so I mean the 700 I kind of don't count because that was my own fault for trying to purchase a bike out of state. Anyway, so 2,500. I've spent about $1,000 just on parts that I know I need, that sight unseen I started ordering because I knew I needed them. And now I'm starting to break things. I'm finding extra rusty bolts, just little things, and it starts to add up real quick. And I really haven't bought anything OEM so far, so just gives you an idea. These things get pricey. I don't need this plug. Where is it? This is the throttle position, or the TPS sensor. Scott, if you're still watching, make sure you check your TPS sensor. That can cause a bunch of backfires and a bunch of headaches. So you'll have to look up how to do that. I can't explain the whole thing right now because it is quite in depth on how to do that one. What is it? I think it's Brad, the bike guy. Oh, good night. Good night. Good night. I'm dirty. You can't touch me. I'm dirty. Say good night, Daddy. Good night. I like your shirt.
Daddy, look, motorcycle doctor.
Yeah, I am a motorcycle doctor. Yeah. You see, the motorcycle's getting worked on. You said good night, motorcycle.
Good night, motorcycle.
Yeah. Good night. Come on. Okay. Good night. Bye-bye. Say good night. Oh. Yeah, little bunk. Right? Good night. Love you. Good night. Night. It's kind of cute. My little one loves, I showed her, I was like, hey, do you know what that is? She's like, that's a motorcycle. I was like, do you know what Daddy is? She's like, Daddy? I'm like, no, I'm a motorcycle doctor. And she, like, her brain exploded. She was like, oh my God, I know what a doctor is. I know what a motorcycle. Daddy saves motorcycles. I'm like, yeah, I mean, kind of, yeah. So I felt like I had the biggest fan there for a bit when she realized that. So every time she comes out in the garage to say goodnight, she's like, Daddy, motorcycle doctor. I'm like, that's right, saving one bike at a time. That's how we gotta do it around here. Anyway, all right, so got the TPS undone, got the wire harness undone, got the boots undone, throttle cable undone. I apparently like the word undone, but we should be ready to wiggle this thing out and then feed these guys. Let's go ahead and feed these guys through. These are the fuel hoses, and these still have quite a bit of fuel in them. And it's nice varnish gas, you know, the best stuff. That really good stuff. There's one, and sneaked in here. There's the other one. There we go. Oh man, it's already coming through. I smell that varnish gas. All right, there's 1, 2. Am I forgetting anything? I think we're good. All right, here we go. Oh, there we go. All right. Ooh. Here we go. Removed. Now let's take this over to the table. These are a lot smaller than the ones on the 996. The one 996 had these extra brackets everywhere. Very similar, but different. But yeah, here, I'm gonna take this over to the table real quick. Looks like it's been burning some oil or bad gas. Let's see here. Different video of this. This looks like it's seen some stuff. Let's see here if I can get it to focus. Trying to get the camera to get a view of that intake. It's pretty dirty. Let me get my light. Look, show you guys. This is the first time I've seen the intakes. It looks a little bit dirty. Let's see if I can bend you a little bit. Sorry if anybody has motion sickness. Chill out, YouTube. Saying turn your phone right the way up. Yeah, you can see in there. This is pretty dirty. That's a little bit yanky. They don't look broken. You guys can't really see that. It's even hard for me to see it, but you can see it, the valves on the inside are quite dirty. They are not broken, I don't think. That one is kind of scaring me. I can't see that well. I'll have to look at that one. It just looks like, yeah, no, you guys can't see that well. What's up, Frank? How's it going, dude? Yeah, that's kind of scary. It's not too bad, it's just dirty. These intakes, all these exhaust looking. Exhaust looks okay, I think so. Yeah, okay, let's get you guys set back up. Gotta maintain a schedule. Because I have a bedtime. Let's see, let's check these. Frank, how's it going, dude? Have we found another bike to work on? It's not a bike, it's more, I have to do it in the dirt because I don't have proper garage. Oh, that's always fun. Especially if an ant, I'm talking to you, right? Especially if an ant rides up your pants while you're trying to wrench on something, bash your head on something. I was working on my Dodge 1500 when I was in high school. I had freaking, what are those things called? What are they called? I don't know, it's some worm. It's odd, they're not supposed to, I was laying right next to the grass and a grub, those white grubs that you normally have to dig for, a grub had come up and it got on my thigh, like on the ground. It was just kind of wiggling around and bit me in the thigh. I was like, what the fuck? And I thought I got bit by a spider, but yeah, I know your pain, Ryder. That sucks. Yeah, Frank, how's it going, dude? That's the TJ's rated screwdriver. Short Japanese industrial standard, which all Japanese, European. Yeah, dude, I am not a fan of flatheads. I wish they would go away. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. Like anytime you don't use the Japanese standard or whatever, I have 2 screwdrivers in there for just that purpose, but yeah, I've totally rounded off quite a few. There's a big movement for JIS stuff, especially in international bikes. I knew about that one just because I've run into stuff like that, like on the switch gears. You can see them over there, and the kits on the switch gears. All of those are the JIS screws, so I have to be careful with those. But yeah, dude, good to hear back from you, Frank. Wonder if you do you find any? Hold up. No, it clicked something. Hope you found a new bike to work on. Did you find anything else? Let's see if I can get this going. There we go. All right, back to story at hand. While Frank tells me about his new motorcycle adventures. So, all we gotta do now is get off these intake boots. I'm gonna get off these intake boots and boots. Check these out, and then I'm going to shove some paper towels in there, protect them, just in case I decide to be dumb and drop a screw somewhere. I don't really want to go into the bowels of this engine just yet. Just tuck those in there. Tuck that there. There we go. Nice. All right, we have our 10. Got a pin. Let's see. What one do I want to start with first? I want to start here. Guess we can start here. Oh, wrong way. Let me see. I'm gonna go grab a Tiffany extension. This extension is just a little bit too long. I don't have enough room. This will be enough. That'll be enough, but I'll keep the longer one. Let me check. Okay, gotta fix this guy. Move this around, didn't it? Just the thing. I could probably rebuild if I had a solid day. I could do so much on this bike, but since I have to film and get this all YouTube content ready, constantly adjusting the camera is a thing. that you constantly need to worry about. Not worry about, but just deal with. What do we got here? 800 ISO, looks good. All right, good. Sweet. Yeah, well, Frank, let me know if you have any other new bikes found. It was a bummer to hear about that other bike that you didn't get. All right, come on. Oh, yes. There we go. There's one. Oh, come on. You know you want to go on there. There it goes. There's two. I had put some liquid wrench on these, so hopefully there is no issue. And oh, this dang thing is in the way. Oh, come on. Look at that. Those fit. You gotta move around, you can't see that one bolt. Let's see. What do we got? There we go. Oh, alright, everything will be loose. Okay. Everything's loose. Sweet. Yeah, dude, I'm just so happy with these older bikes. Everything's just wrenching. There's not, oh, I gotta unhook this connector, gotta unhook this sensor, gotta watch out for this O2 or fuel sensor. Like, it's just bolts. You get injectors and bolts. But it's funny because everyone will be like, oh, no, you gotta go even older. You gotta get the carbureted bikes. But I worked on a lot of carbureted bikes, and just the fact of the carburetors alone makes me not want to work on them, because I've rebuilt quite a few carburetors, and it's not bad. It just takes so much time because you have to go through and make sure all the needles are clean, make sure all the float bowl's clean, make sure the jets are the right size, make sure those are truly clean, because that's like the most common mistake is like, yeah, I blew out everything with some compressed gas or compressed air. And it's like, well, did you take really fine, small wires and take them through the holes? No. Well, they're probably not clean yet. Oh, man, this one's a tight one. How do I get this one? This one will have to be a trust fall. That's tight. Oh. Okay. Sorry. No, drop this one. Okay, no drops. No drops. That one was in there. All right. Yeah, I enjoy these. Especially this model, because it's pretty much the first couple years of when people were really transitioning over to throttle bodies and injected. So everything is no carburetors, but the body of the bike is very simple still. There's not wheelie control and TFT dashes, and you can tell I'm a little bittersweet about the S1000 that I rebuilt, because that thing was a little bit nerve-wracking, because the parts on it were just so expensive, and one wrong move and trying to rebuy a certain part is like, oh god. Another thing, these older bikes are cheap, so, and they're all metric and stuff, but they're generic enough that if I need a bolt, I can just go find some metric bolts. It's not like BMW that had all these specialty links and specialty sizes, which was odd. And again, there are some parts that, oh, see, like this bolt. This is not an OEM bolt. It doesn't have the lock tabs on it. It's just a flange bolt. So I'll see if I can find a locking bolt that has the flanges on it. Like here, I'll show you guys. Here's a perfect example. OEM had the locking flanges on it. Non-OEM, just a flange bolt. This one has the locks on it. I don't know, I mean, you know nylock nuts that have the plastic in them that keeps it from backing out. This has little metal tabs. So I need to get a bolt for that one. So it's factory. So it's little stuff like that that I've been encountering on this bike that's, someone's worked on it, but oh, I gotta take that off. I found a tube that I need to take off. Where's this guy? Oh, yep, okay, that works. Yeah, this, what is it? That's one customization I might do to this bike is remove this charcoal catch can, this guy right here. It's like a evap system or a, I forget what they, evap system. It catches crankcase and extra gas and filters it out. But it just takes up so much room on the bike. Oh man, this thing's hard. Let me get some pliers. That thing is old. It's crusty. Let's see if I can get this out. There we go. Alright, screw this back on just a little bit so it doesn't decide to come off. I'll check the comments here in a second, guys. Just let me get these two boots off and I'll answer any questions you guys might have. But until then, let me know what bikes you guys are working on or what bikes you want to work on. That's the biggest thing. What are your aspirations? Because that's sometimes the most exciting part is just the what ifs. Alright, let's get this guy up here. There we go, we got the gasket. Oh, gotta get the gasket off with it. Oh, gasket. I'll just leave the gasket on there because I didn't get new gaskets for this, but look how dirty that guy is. I'm gonna have to get some carb cleaner and clean that out. That is janky. That is, oh, let's turn off. There we go, off track. That one is dirty. Okay. So that is vertical. I'm gonna set this over here. Swing down here. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna remove that hose. Let's see. Evap hose. What's up, guys? Let's see here. Da-da-da. Come on, get that on there. Nice. Yeah, it's still so greasy and grimy on this bike. For those who weren't here, I did a super deep clean on this bike. And it's still super greasy and dirty. But I will definitely give this thing a thorough clean. Okay, let's see if I can get this off. Oh, man. All right, pliers it is. I typically bring all my tools that I think I'll need over to this little stool by me, so I don't have to walk over to the tool bench, but there it goes. There we go. No dropping, no droppy. All right, let's get this back on there so it just has a little bit of tension. Sweet. You can go out here. Oh, there's a little T. I didn't notice that. I haven't had to deal with this yet, so probably have to take this thing off. But anyways, let's go ahead and get this one off. That's 10. Need a longer extension on this one. Yeah, sweet. All right, let me get this boot off. I'll talk to you guys here in a second. Because again, I can't really see the comments that well right now. All right. All right. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. You'll find that I tend to hold my breath a lot. Oh, get out of here. Oh, those are tight. Those have never been taken off. There we go. Sweet. And last one. On there. Oh, there we go. Nice. Sweet. And now super loose. Super loose. Just going by hand. If you guys are ever looking for tools, make sure you get tools that have what it is, knurling on them, because all my tools are smooth and it's a pain in the ass, especially when I'm sweaty. I'm trying to turn them without the ratchet. I have no purchase. So I'm slowly but surely trying to save up money to get an entire new toolkit, because I'm hoping YouTube gets a little bit bigger, can bring in a little income. I can save up that income, buy tools, and buy motorcycle parts. Because that's what, like, this channel at 5,000 subscribers brings in like 100, 200 bucks a month, which is nice. And I've actually used that couple $100 to buy parts for this bike. So once I got that transferred to my account, I was like, ooh, I can now buy new brake levers, or I can buy new brake pads, or I can get that bolt kit that I wanted. This thing actually, so YouTube did help out parts quite a bit. So if you guys want to help out, go subscribe, leave a comment, like, helps the algorithm find me, more people find me, and the channel grows, and we can do more projects like this, which is fun. All right, we're still recording. Still recording on the camera. Yeah, I'm not being very precise with this recording. Normally I'm like, this angle, that angle, this angle, super close up, super wide. But I've already done the 996 and I did a lot of very cinematic angles with that build. And if you guys haven't seen it, I have 2 episodes out of that 996 rebuild. And if you guys want to go watch that, you can. I got the wash done and I got the valve clearance done on that one. That thing took forever, but anyways, go watch those videos. They're pretty much the same exact thing as this bike, but this is a break from the norm because I really wanted one of these bikes after working on that bike. And the guy who owned it was one of my good friends, Scott. And I was like, dude, I want to go on a long ride together on one of these bikes, since this kind of was one of my dream bikes. Had a poster of it as a kid in my room. Let's see. Let's get this guy out of here. Oh, what do we gotta do? We gotta lift this up. Lift you up. I'll lift you up out of there. It's not too bad. It's not as bad as the other one. It's got a little varnish gas on it. No damage. Nothing looks beat up or broken. Boots aren't cracked. It looks okay. Just a little bit dirty. Okay, I'm gonna put this over here. Alright. Put those done. I think what I'm gonna do is try and take this out if I can. Take this guy off. I don't even know how it comes out. I've never had to deal with this because my friend's bike that I worked on didn't have this. So I don't even know how this comes out. Let's see. I know that hooks up to there. No, I need to drain coolant. Yeah, fuck it. I'll go ahead and pull this off, pull that off. I'm trying to think of, oh, wait, need to get something a little bit easier off. I'm trying to think of all the easy things that I can do real quick. Easier thing, I'll move you guys down so you can see. This way. Sorry, you're on a very cheap tripod, but just like a bendy tripod. Let's see, anybody have any comments or anything? What's up? Frank, dude, what's up? Yep. What would be a good first bike? I think first bike, if you want sport bikes, if you're gonna go into sport bikes, I would totally say the Ninja 250s or a Ninja 300 for like a 2-cylinder bike. If you want something a little bit bigger, do the Ninja 650. That's Ninja, when I say Ninja, that's Kawasaki. So Kawasaki Ninja 250 or Kawasaki Ninja 300. Even the 650 is okay, but if you've never ridden a motorcycle, stay with the smaller ones, because even a Ninja 250, which is one of the smaller bikes, will still outrun 90% of the cars out there. It's kind of wild. But up from there, you can do like a Ninja 650 or a Honda 500. And then once you get comfortable on that, 9.6s, but like a R6 or a CBR 600RR or a ZX6R, those bikes are fast. They are quick. The new bikes like the R7s and stuff, those are all down tempo. They have a big engine, but they're not as fast as the middleweight super bikes. But stick with the Ninja 250 or Ninja 300 to start out with. It'll save your life. And make sure you go to a motorcycle school, get your certification, and after that, try and get into a track day. I know a Ninja 250 doesn't sound like a fast bike, but I raced Ninja 250s and I did track days on them all the time. It will make you such a better rider if you start to learn on the track, because you're in a safe environment, you're with instructors all day long, and you're putting your bike to the limits, not fully limits, but you're realizing how far you should be leaning, how deep you can brake, how hard full acceleration really is, and you get to learn how to move around on the bike and how to truly control it. But the Ninja H2, I don't think your friend's a good friend. He just wants you to die. I got to ride one of those. I've ridden for, let's see, how old am I? I've ridden motorcycles for 20 years. Oh, God damn, I'm getting old. And I've ridden everything under the sun. I got the chance to do a test ride on a Ninja H2. No, you will kill yourself on that thing. If you don't have the not hand-eye, but the coordination to prepare for lift-off that thing has, because the Ninja H2 is purely, essentially a road legal drag bike with its turbo. You can turn the throttle and you can literally, if you don't have a tight enough grip, you can get thrown off the bike. Like, that's one thing that a lot of people don't talk about. It's like, oh, it's fast, but like, once you get into leader bikes and then some bigger leader bikes that are just meant for straight line speed, they can literally, as soon as you twist the throttle, you can either flip the bike or you can lose your grip and fall off. There's quite a bit of like rider videos of people racing where a guy's hand will slip off and then he'll kind of get his bearings or whatever, but it's a real thing. The amount of acceleration is I've been in one of the fastest hypercars there is. I've been in a Lamborghini STO, which is really fast. I've been in some SVJ Lamborghinis. I've been in some Ariel Adams. I've been in some really fast accelerating cars. Nothing is similar to the acceleration of a motorcycle, a true leader bike, super bike acceleration. So don't listen to your friend, listen to me. Start out small, go to a track day, it'll save your life, because I knew 6 people now that have gotten a bike, rode it on the street, and died. And it was all the same story. They went, got a bike, 1000cc bike or a ZX14 or whatever. They're on the bike for about 6 months. And again, these are not best friends. These are just acquaintances, and I knew who they were. We've met, hung out, and they get themselves into trouble. They don't realize how fast they're going. They run into things, they miss corners, hit cars. Yeah, it is a real thing. You get too big of a bike for you, you don't practice, you will die. Like, it is not like a sugar-coated thing. So get a Ninja 250, Ninja 300, or even a Grom. Groms are fun too, but they're a little small. They can be a little bit dangerous on the road because no one can see you. But yeah, get a smaller bike and move your way up. Purely Motorcycle Co. isn't no longer Italian. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Oh man, that's right. I feel like India's buying everything. Yeah, that's true, Frank. Yeah, I forgot that it's no longer the brand itself, kind of like Ducati is Ducati. From infrastructure to design to builds to shipping, it's all Ducati. Like, yeah, I forgot there's some big conglomerates buying everything up. Kind of like Royal Enfield, like it was supposed to be a British company, and I realized I was like, man, their stuff's looking pretty good here recently, like all the new stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, Indian company bought them. Oh yeah, they got a designer. I forgot what designer they brought in to help revamp the company, because when the Indian company bought them, they were doing pretty poorly, and they didn't really change anything up. But I think when they brought in that designer lead, I don't know what the story is, but I remember they brought in somebody and revamped the company and brought it back, and now they're doing really well. I like their stuff. I like their Himalayan bike. It's a cheap bike, but it looks fun. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, let's get back to work here. So, damn, I forgot I'm recording. 4 hours of footage later. Let's see. Let's do this. I'll have you guys just a little bit off to the side. You guys might see the camera in y'all's viewpoint. This is the moneymaker. Alright, let's see if I can get that. Just like that. Ooh, this camera is hot. It does not like this 105-degree heat out here. It is not a fan. Let's see here. That one. It looks all right. Let's cancel tracking. Just do that. So what do we get? Ah, Phillips. Those are not supposed to be Phillips. They're supposed to be something else. So there's another thing. And then what is here? Oh, he's got a zip tie. That's not good. Well, it'll be easy to take off, or easier to take off. But yeah, let's go ahead. Get this. Get a zip tie clipper. I need to get a new one because the tips are bent. These things are really good, but don't try and use them on any thick wire. I made the dumb decision. I was like, oh, I can just clip that with these. I was in a rush. Talking about these guys, these are little fine zip tie clips. But as you can see, I bent the fuck out of them. They're all jacked up. So hopefully I can get this in there. All right, recording. Snips might be good. There we go. I'm talking about. There we go. These things have paid for their weight in gold. These really enjoy these. Anything from putting on clamps to taking off zip ties in awkward positions. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Let's get these guys out. Oh, these are totally loose. But the guy before me wanted to take care of the bike because he put on a new crankcase breather filter. They're normally plastic and they break and they leak oil. And when they leak oil, it goes from here straight to your back tire and you slide out and wreck your bike. Or worse, it gets on the hot exhaust and gets enough and catches on fire. Okay, this is not moving. Maybe that one's... just pull that one out. Okay. Now, let's see if we can get this one here. There we go. Let's see if we can pull this off. There we go. It's got the OEM hose on it, which is good. I had to replace that on the other bike. Got the crankcase breather. Put a paper towel on that so nothing falls in the crankcase. I think it has a filter right there. Yeah, it has a little breather thing, but it's always good to have things protected. All right, what's up, mosquito?
I'm not invited. We're in Houston, so there's always mosquitoes somewhere. I don't know where this goes. That was to something. And there was a spider in there. Okay, got that guy off. Sweet. Let's stop that. Now, what can we do? What can we do? Let's do the clutch removal. How about that? You can see something cool and why I like this stand so much. I like this stand because I can do cool things like this. There we go. All right, cool. So let's flip this guy around. Little dance. I'm ready to work on. I'm gonna move this back a little bit. I'm trying to line it up with this light right here. So I can get more light. There we go. So we're gonna be removing the clutch line right here. It's got a broken bleed off valve, and I need to check the the clutch slave cylinder. Let you guys kind of hang out here. Let's see some comments. Sweet. I wasn't going to start on an MJ2 because I've seen the videos of people getting hurt. Yeah, that's so true. You gotta be careful on those faster bikes. You will, sadly, could die. I'm still on the hunt for the project bike, while at the same time I'm recovering from knee surgery. Ooh. I have a weak patella tendon that anytime I get up or do something, it just screams at me. I'm like, oh my god, just please do not snap. So I gotta get my fat butt in shape. I got some workout stuff over there, I got weights and stuff, but as you can see, they're just kind of a placeholder for my tools. So I need to get in shape, and there's a pull-up bar over there that I need to utilize to get in shape, because I'm, what is it? I want to be at like 160, I'm like 220 right now, so I need to like 60 pounds I need to lose. Fuck. Yeah, that's what happens when you get desk job and family and stuff, and you don't make working out and eating right a priority. But yeah, dude, heal up from the knee surgery. I know those can take a little bit while. Was yours a new knee? Was it a knee replacement, or did you injure your ACL or something? But yeah, Ryder, go looking for some Ninja 250s, Ninja 300s. That's where you need to be. There we go. A little bit. So just heads up, this is where we're going to be removing. We're going to be removing the clutch side here. I'm going to go ahead and suck the fluid out of here. And then I actually need to get rid of this thing. This guy had some janky brake line set up. In order to turn on his brake lights, he just flipped the switch, flipped it back, because he didn't actually have the rear brake lights hooked up. I thought it was the dumbest thing, so we'll see. I need to remove that. Anyways, let's go ahead and set up this guy as well. Here we go. There we go. Ta-da. Remove this guy. Shit now. Oh, fuck this. Need this shit. Cut that off. Might be able to use this for you again. Get this stupid line out. It's also one of the most satisfying things is finding a bunch of janky shit that you could take off the bikes I'm like, oh, they added underlights, you know, dumb LED lights that shine down on the ground. They cause so many issues with the bikes, from your charging system to just anything and everything, but it's kind of satisfying to remove junk stuff from the bike. You do that a lot from the GSXRs and things. Here we go. Got some extra water. All right. Okay, that's gone. See, these were the OEM wires. Here and here. Very clean. I don't know what that thing is. So definitely wasn't meant for anything good. Alright, now let's go ahead and suck the clutch cable away. Let's go ahead. Actually, you know what? We'll just we'll do this. So it's not going to dry. We'll just wrap it up. Well, everything will attach. I'll just undo from the bolt. Undo the bolt. Let me spray that real quick. Oh yeah. If you guys are taking things apart, don't use WD-40 as a penetrant. Use liquid wrench. This is way better than WD-40 because WD-40 is just a water displacement. It's not necessarily a penetrating oil. This is a true penetrating oil. So its job is to absorb into the actual metal of what you're trying to do. WD-40 does have its place, but not for this application. Alright, let's undo these guys. So, got a zip tie there. Zip tie. Things together. Yeah, I need to get a new one of these. Sharp. Alright, that's there. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those irons. Alright, there we go. 1. It's kind of held in place. 2. 3. And oh, that one just broke. Or kind of broke, not really. 4. Now that should give me all the room I need to remove this. Alright. I'm gonna take that up over this way. You'll fit through there. Yeah, it'll fit through there. Now I just next need to disconnect this guy. See that? Yeah. What is this one? This is a part of what over here? I think it needs to just go like this. There it goes. There we go. That's that. Alright, what are you? 12? Let's see. You're 12. Let's do impact 12. Or yeah, impact. Let's see if we can get to it. Maybe not. Let's see here. Loose. There it goes. There we go. Alright. So, it's already bleeding on me. Alright, let's do this here. I don't recommend doing it this way. It's kind of hard to. I can't suck out the fluid because the bleed nipple snapped off. brake fluid is gonna come through here. Oh, no. Come on. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I have a bendy thingy. I got a bendy thingy. Yeah. Let's do that. For 11, 12, there we go. 12, 12, there we go. I need to bend the elbow so I can take this off quickly. And I say quickly, I can't get the bolt on. Here we go. Let's see. Hopefully I didn't just. Let's see if we can get this. Alright. I gotta get a new O-ring for this chuck because it doesn't hold on to things. Just like that. Oh my god. Come on. That's what happens when you don't have proper tools. Alright, fuck this. And if brake fluid gets some places, it's fine. Alright. Go. Quickly do this. That. This. That. Just trying to protect it. Protect the frame and stuff from the fluid. Alright, this, that. Let's remove the bolt. Come on, stupid thing. This O-ring doesn't want to come off. There we go. Nice. Not gigantic mess. I will drain all that stuff over on the table. I have a big, just a drain pan and stuff over there that I can kind of take care of all the leakage. Nice. Get this all off. Cool. Put this on the table. Cool. So that's off. Nice. Sweet. Let's see here. What else can we get off? We got that. What time is it? I don't know what time it is. Let's pause. 9:30. We got some time. Okay, we got that off, got it off. Let's do. I mean, what is the what's the cooling system? We got this bolt. Got some of this stuff. We got a drain. This stuff. I gotta take it off anyways. I still gotta take this guy off. What am I doing? Here. Bring you guys in. Show you what I'm doing. I'm working on the slave cylinder. Bring this down. Slave cylinder, what is that, a 5? Oh, it's missing a bolt too. Yeah, this whole case right here, they don't have bolts. So apparently this guy tried to take this off, couldn't get it off. I think what he did was he tried to take it off, but he didn't realize that you needed the special puller tool for this. So he just gave up. I think that's what happened. That's 5. Let's get 5. Can I get a 5? Anybody, that's a 6. That's 8. I need a 5. Come back now. Let's go 5. You're a 6, you're a 5. We'll bring a 4 just in case. Pretty sure it's a 5. That's only one more bolt. Yeah, that's a 5. Alright, there we go. Let's get this out. Some hook. Get another paper towel under there. I don't know how much this will bleed. Brake fluid. It's technically clutch fluid since it's part of the clutch system, but it is still DOT 4 fluid. Alright, get this camera set up for a quick removal. Focus there. Turn you up a little bit. There we go. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see this, but oh, come on. Alright. Wow, that does not want to come off. That's interesting. Wow, that's not great. Let's skip on impact because that's a small bolt. I don't want to snap that. So we're gonna do this guy, which is a breaker bar. There we go. See, voila. Ta-da! All right, let's get this guy out. Yeah, sometimes I lose faith in my impact because all it really needs is a brake bar. It was a chromoly bolt, or it's a chromed, or not chromed, stainless steel bolt, so it's corroding into the metal. That's why they say you never mix aluminum with stainless steel, because the metals don't match, they don't play well together. Alright, let's see. Now, see if we can pop this off. Ugh. That doesn't look too good. Look at that. That's not looking the most healthy. Yeah, I'll probably have to replace whatever is inside here, or even get a new one. It's probably cheaper to just get a new one of these. But they do make new shift rods that don't turn, but yeah, I think I'll probably have to get a new one of these. All right, turn the camera off. Yeah. Well, let me go put the starter on the table. Let me get my water, take a break. It's hot. Talk for a bit. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys just jump in, throw some questions or some comments into the comment section, because I'm going to take a break for a second, just cool down. Because I'm pretty sure it's 105 in the garage. I think it's pretty freaking hot. And definitely getting older, but yeah, it's fucking hot. Yeah. Back that up. Let's see here. What do we got? See if we can move this up and read comments without having to. There we go. And there's the mosquito truck. I don't know if anyone lives where you have mosquito trucks. Sweet. Alright, what do we got here? Ryder, what are you telling me, bud? Oh yeah, one of my friends were in that too. I wasn't going to start with it. Unfortunately, I'm still working with knee surgery. With the go-kart, I'm motor swapping. I probably have to drill a new motor mounts and replace parts of the axle. Yeah, that's totally what it is. It's all super fabrication. It's not necessarily motor work. It's all fabrication. Yeah, that was one of the things that was fun, because in middle school I learned how to weld, learned how to use all the tools like drill presses and all that stuff, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, that's a big thing with those motor swaps, is it's just fabrication, so you don't really have to have a lot of know-how on the motor itself. It's just all the fun design stuff.
I haven't gotten that far into it yet, but I'm not sure. There's, if you need more confidence, just search YouTube for Harbor Freight motor into go-kart, and you'll find quite a bit of info on how they did it, what they're doing, how they're customizing it, the style that they did it, how big the motor is they put in it. Like you'll find so much. And a lot of people ask me, where'd you learn everything? Yeah, I learned 90% of everything I know from YouTube. Not a big fan of blogs or stuff, but there's some good stuff in forums. And I bet you there's an entire forum dedicated to Harbor Freight 5 horsepower motors into go-karts. Like, that's how prevalent that thing is. Ducati is strictly and Italian owned and operated. Yeah, Frank, yeah, that's what I was saying. Proya, I'm not surprised, got bought out. Benelli? Is it Benelli? Bivoto? I don't know. There's another Italian bike one they got bought, but they were another one that had like these tubes of fans. They had these like exhaust fans in the back. In the 2000s, everyone was like, holy crap, but then they just, I think it's Bimoto? Bimoto, I think? I can't remember, but anyways, that was another one that I know got bought out. But yeah, Ducati is Ducati all the way through and through. And it kind of sucks because like when we talk about manufacturers, KTM, they were on a string of just creating some badass bikes that everyone loved, like the Super Duke. And then there's like guys racing those Super Dukes in different classes. And then they were gonna release an actual like another leader bike because they had the KTM RC8 for a while. And I remember I was racing when there was a couple people racing those bikes, and those things were unstoppable. But they just hid their debt, and now they're fucking tits up and they can't afford anything, and they're gonna, hopefully someone buys them and reformats the company, but I don't know if they're so far in debt that they're not gonna be safe, kind of like the American brand, Buell. The guy just wanted to create motorcycles for racing purposes, but he needed to fund his racing, so he created a bike, and Harley Davidson backed him. It's like American made, and no one's buying him, and fuck, we're in debt and gotta sell the company. But someone tried to buy it, or someone did buy it and is bringing the bikes back, but they changed nothing about the bikes, but they're like, oh, new 1190, blah, 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 blah. It's like, that is the same bike from 2012, 2013. And they're like, oh, new 2024. I'm like, you literally just got the rights to the parts and the machinery, and you're making a 2020, I don't know. So I get it, but they're also selling it at a super premium that's like at BMW S1000 levels. I'm like, do you have traction control? Do you have heated grips? Do you have sat nav? Do you have electronic suspension? No. So it kind of sucks when companies run out of money, because then they just can't compete at all. Oh man, whew, it's hot. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, for anybody watching, just leave some comments. I'm gonna look over this bike real quick. I need to see what I need to take off to get this cooling system out. Because there's a bunch of bolts that are rusty that I need to replace. So I have to take the cooling system off just to see. And also the radiator's a little bit bent. I probably need to hammer that down. Just a few love taps, nothing serious, just a few love taps. And then, kind of go from there, but it requires draining the coolant. And it's been a bit before I drained the coolant on the other bike, so I just gotta remember how to get it out. And let's see here, I gotta get all, I'll show you guys. I just cleaned up the garage, organized everything. You kind of see how everything's kind of against the wall, and I got a shelf up there. And I put all my cleaning supplies in my coolant drain pan. So I gotta empty my coolant drain pan before I can get the coolant out. So I'll back this up so you guys can watch me empty that. I gotta empty that before I can drain the coolant. So, my fucking shirt. This is a light gray shirt, but I have made it dark gray because it is hot as balls. All right, let me get this out here. You guys don't see me, I'm just emptying this
thing with all my stuff in it. So I can have something to drain the coolant into. Windex, when I get Windex. Okay. Get out here, spiders. Alright. We got the goods. Now, coolant. What do I need? I need some JIS Phillips. Let's see, these things are so corroded. Yeah, that's good. I sprayed maybe 3 or 4 times like weeks ago. I sprayed every single bolt I could find with liquid wrench penetrator, and it really did its stuff because everything just comes apart like so easily. Before, when I was trying to mess with things, I was yanking on it and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna break everything. And that liquid wrench is so good. If you guys go to another YouTube channel, it's called Project Farm. He does all like kind of redneck testing or like non-scientific testing. It's scientific enough, but he tests all these brands back to back and he kind of shows his results. And he did one with penetrating oil and liquid wrench won out by quite a bit. So if you guys need to loosen bolts, get liquid wrench. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, just do was it transmission ATF oil and something else? I just like bullet and get liquid wrench. That's the one company that I really want to reach out to, be like, hey, can I get a sponsorship deal with you guys? You guys have any room for sending me a case of liquid wrench so I'll never run out? Alright, we got battery. I need a new battery. New battery, so I can film coolant removal if I can get this thing out. Alright, so after I get this coolant system off, I think I'm going to take a break on the bike. Well, actually I can take the front end off, but I'll leave the front end on for a bit. I actually need to get a bearing out of the front wheel, so I can take that to the chromers to de-chrome it. Because the chrome's super failing on those things. I'll show you here in a bit, but I've never seen chrome fail so terribly. Oh, here, I'll just give you guys a sneak peek. Take you guys over here. Hold on tight. So these are the chrome wheels. They don't come chromed, they come painted. It's like a flat gold. But the front wheel wasn't too bad. It's starting to bubble. I need to take its bearing out and take the tire off, but look at the rear. It's bad. Thanks. Alright, chill up. See, it's peeling all in there. Luckily I don't have to take a bearing out. On here I just have to get these tires off. But I do have to take the bearings out of this one bearings and tires in order to take it to a de-chromer. I was thinking about taking the foot pedals too to get de-chromed, but I don't know how much they'll charge me for that because it's already $125 per rim to be deplated and then sandblasted to be ready for paint. But that's, what is that? That's 125, so that's $250. I found a set used ones in Houston for $300. I was like, fuck. But I was like, you know what? I want to showcase this on the channel because I didn't even know you could deplate chrome. I thought you just get chrome on. If it starts to fail, you polish it and get it chromed again. Like you just layer it up because it's like once you get chrome, you can't stop. I was working on a 200 Predator for Harbor Freight and SMB clutch. Ah, damn, that sucks. Yeah, Harbor Freight is good. Those Predators, I had a Predator generator for a while. They do good, but it's all, I think it's all Chinese stuff. I don't know if the Predators come from Korea or Vietnam or Thailand, but they're
they're not great from wherever they come from. The generators have gotten better, but I don't know about those individual motors. I don't know how good those have been doing. But yeah, clutches, stop working on those. Those aren't too bad to replace because it's just a centrifugal clutch. It's kind of like a whole package, but I don't know if you can get parts for them. You should be able to get parts for them, but I don't know if you can. That's the whole thing. Yeah, and if you guys are watching, leave likes, leave comments. Helps with the algorithm, helps my channel grow. And if you don't want to watch me doing this stuff live, go check out my main channel, my original channel. Go watch some of my long form content. Leave likes, subscribes, all that stuff. And if you want to pay for parts for me, go to buymeacoffee.com. I have a couple links that if you guys want to donate $1 or $2, it'll help me buy things like connectors, new bolts that aren't rusted. I have to buy. I have a kit of bolts that come for this bike. There's a guy that actually built the kit of bolts, but it's all like superficial bolts, like on the handles and feet and stuff. It's not like mounting bolts like these guys. It's not bolts that actually need to have structure to them, so I have to replace these because these are heavily rusted. I just don't trust them. So if you guys click into some of those, or guys go to buymeacoffee.com, whatever you guys donate, go straight to the motorcycles. Okay, let's get this guy set up. I need my Phillips. Where'd you go? Phillips. Let's go ahead and take off the cap. I don't even think there's, I don't even see fluid in here, so there might not be even that much fluid. I had taken these off, and when I got the bike, these were off, so I don't even know if there's fluid in here, but we're about to find out. Let's get the camera rolling. So if things start to get a little crazy, I have it on the film. Get that con stand. There we go. Let's see here. Turn that down. There we go. Sweet. Alright, let's get this going here. Let me get you guys somewhere where you guys can also see. I'm trying to set you guys up. Right there. There we go. Sweet. Yeah, alright, let's go ahead and see what kind of mess we can make. Let's start with you, Pikachu. Yes, so lovely. All these bolts are so easy to remove, and like I had ordered, one of the things that I did with my YouTube money, I ordered all new band clamps. I got them from whatever the brand is. It's a good high quality brand, but I had to replace all these because I don't know if you can see it, but they are all corroded. I'll show you one of them when I get out. I'm just gonna undo these. Don't worry about taking off the hoses. Ooh, this one doesn't like it. Yeah. Not too worried about the hoses. Apparently these hoses never fail unless you just over torque them crazy too tight, but these don't feel too bad, but they are super corroded. And let's get those off. What else do I need to get off? Oh, is that a band? Oh my god, that thing's rusted to oblivion. Jesus. Okay, let's see. Maybe we can do this one first. See if there's any fluid in here. Is there? Oh yeah, we got a little something dripping out. A little something in there. It's green. Alright, let's get this guy off. Alright, there's that. Push down on that. Alright, let's get, so that's disconnected. Let's disconnect this guy up here. Let's get this guy. Alright. Oh man, these things are so corroded.
another decent shape. Their grip is great. It's pretty dry. Alright, so that's that. I need to, in order to get this off, I need to undo this bolt here. And this bolt here. It should slide off. And that's the radiator. What else is connected to the radiator up here? Well, anyways, let's go ahead and try and get this whole assembly off. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Oof, this one's super corroded, but perfect. That liquid wrench. If I hadn't put that on there, these things would have been no go. And would never have come off. Like just now that thing snapped a little bit and skipped a knuckle. Alright, let's get that off there. Yeah, this is all one piece. So this goes like this. Like that. Alright, this comes out. Set that down there. Look at all this. We have so much room to play and do activities. Alright, so I gotta undo. This is the return. And I have all new seals for things. Ouch. Okay, there we go. Oh man, this one's super. Hopefully I got enough of these bands. Ooh, this hose is a little jacked up. You really torque this one down. It's funny, the thing I was like, oh, as long as they're not super torqued down, they're fine. This one's a little toast. Alright, how you can see, rusty. I'll get you guys down a little bit lower so you guys can kind of see what we're looking at. Twist, sweet, there we go. So yeah, there's rusty bolts, like here's a oil return for the head to lubricate these valves, but you see how rusty it is. I think I'm gonna have to get all new brake line or oil lines feed for this. Maybe I can take it to someplace. I don't know who supplies these or who can custom make these, but I was hoping it was just the banjo that was rusted, but it's actually the feed itself, so that sucks. But yeah, there's a bunch of other important bolts that are rusted like these guys. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Let's go ahead and get, let's see. I think this is okay for right now. Let's go ahead and get the radiator off. Get the radiator off and go from there. So you guys will see me here behind the bike for just a bit. Let's see, what we got over here? Oh man. What we got going on, guys? I haven't got that far into Ducatis. What would be a good motor to put in? Chevy S10 pickup? I have no idea. When it comes to cars, like I really have no knowledge. The only thing that I know about is like the famous term, oh, just LS swap it. I don't even know what the fuck an LS is. Is that like a Chevy motor? Is that a Ford motor? I have no idea. But when it comes to like cars, I have no idea. That's one of the reasons like I've never really worked on cars or trucks before. It's only been bikes because parts are so much smaller, systems are so much easier. You don't have AC coolers or alternators or anything. Things are a lot simpler on the motorcycle. So, as for what to get, I have no idea. Not the best to ask on that one. Oh, on a side note, this hose, yeah, dang it, that one's kind of cracked. So torque that one, and this one's torque to God knows what. Okay, let's get this off. That's 8. That's an 8. Need to unhook the fan, so that's this connector right here. Let's see here, see if I can try to look. Yeah. This connector right here. I need such an odd connector. I need a small flathead for that one. Small flathead. There we go. Huh, there's a dead spider in that connector. I don't know if you guys saw that fall out. Oh, that's always good. It's always a good sign. Got people moving in. Let's see. Just have this connector over here. I don't think there's any fluid in it, but just in case this one does have fluid in it. There it goes. Fluid? Nope, nothing. Alright. So, what we need to do is that 8. Straight things up. Alright. That is 8. Put a smaller extension on it. And crossover. Sweet. Yeah, there's another prime bolt that I would want to replace. That one scared me, that one was pretty rusty. This is gonna go. This. Oh, that's right. Dang it. There's a thing holding it on. There we go. Forgot about this guy. Was that a 5 or 6? That's 5. That's 4. There's 5. Let's see if we can get this going here. Get this bolt back up here so I don't forget where it goes. Excuse me, hose. There it goes. Sweet. Okay, you guys see that? There's a specialty bolt as well. It's got a collar on it. Or a spacer. There we go. This comes down. See if we got more fluid in here. Yep, oh, coming out. All right. Let's see. It's a bent up here, a little bent up there, a little bent up. You guys can kind of see that too. Looks like it's had a little excitement. A little bend up there, but a few lub taps should be able to help it out. I'm gonna put this over on the table. There's just so much room now. Look at all this room. It'll make doing the valve job so easy, but it also showcases what I didn't want to find. It's just a shit ton of more rusty bolts. It's never really want to find. Probably need to replace the thermostat as well. Thermostat, this is the thermostat housing. Thermostat housing. I honestly don't even know how you get that off, because that might just be like a one-time use kind of BS setup. Classic Italian. Put this over here. What else do we want to take off? There, and then how do you the foot? They have a bolt back here that I don't even know how you're supposed to get to it. That's interesting. Well, let's see. Always open to find out how you do new things. So you guys over here. You guys see what's going on. LS is Chevy, nice. How long did you, I'm trying to read, I can barely see where this clamp is. What's up, Chet RPA? How young did you get a motorcycle license? Oh, I got mine at 16, the day I turned 16. But I actually had a motorcycle before that. I had a Ninja 250 that I rode around in the neighborhood for 4 months, and then I was legal enough to go get my motorcycle driving certificate. I did a motorcycle driving school, and then because they actually allowed me to take it before I had my permit, my learner's permit. I was able to get my motorcycle license with my permit, which was kind of cool. I don't know if they allow you to do that now, but so I had my permit and my motorcycle when I was 15, technically. And then the day I turned 16, I went to the DMV and got my license. So it's been a hot minute. So what is that? 30, yeah, 35. So yeah, close to 20 years, yeah. It's kind of crazy now that I think about it. Getting old. But yeah, had Ninja 250, then CBR 600. Rode that for a while. Then I had some older bikes that I played with. Then I had an older S1000 that one of my friends gave to me to play with. And then after that, it was a GSXR 600. Then a Triumph Speed Triple. You can see the Triumph Speed Triple and the GSXR 600 that I rebuilt. I have long form videos of those online. You can go check those out. But after those, it was the brand new S1000, and then it was on to these guys, because that S1000 scared me. It was so expensive, and it scared the crap out of me. I didn't want to mess it up, and the price for parts was astronomical. All right, let's see what's gonna come down on this one. Sorry, kind of blocking you guys. I'm just taking off mainly all the cooling systems, so I just took off the radiator hoses. I'm taking off the main coolant feed that goes up to this side of this cylinder. So let's go that way with it. But yeah, so I'm just taking this stuff off. But no, I was pretty young. I was as young as you can be. And even before that, I rode friends' dirt bikes. And funny enough, one of my girlfriends was actually the enabler for, because I always wanted a motorcycle since I was really young, like 5. I always wanted a motorcycle, but my mom was like, no, you can't get it. No, you can't ride it anywhere, blah, blah. But then it was funny enough, one of the girlfriends that I was dating in high school, her family didn't live very far, but they had a little bit of land, and they had, I think it was 3 busted dirt bikes. One little tiny 50cc kids bike, There is a, and then, no, it was just 2 bikes and then another, like, I think it was like an old Honda 80cc dirt bike. So we'd go ride those around like the retention pond that was over there. And yeah, so I was able to ride those, and then some other friends had dirt bikes that I could ride. Oh man, this thing's on there pretty hard. So I was riding dirt bikes, but if I had the opportunity and I was the one in control, I would have been riding dirt bikes even before, like, I was into like cartoons and stuff, because I always like that stuff. All right, let's see, that's out of the way. That's out of the way. Let's see if we can get some more stuff out of the way. There's a lot of stuff in the way. All right, let's get that out of the way. Can I reach? Dude, that's crazy. How are you supposed to get that out? There's a, okay, so there's 1, 2 right there. Okay, that's for the other part. There's only 2 that I need to remove. Okay. So that was, yeah, I started at a young age. And I raced for 5 years, like on and off. I did track days for a long time with sport bikes. But I raced, it was probably like 3 to 4 years, somewhere there, I can't remember. Raced for a bit. It's expensive, it's an expensive hobby. I raced sport bikes for a bit in the CMRA league with my CBR 600RR. And then I also raced Ninja 250s and Ninja 300s on the endurance racing. That was fun. I never got a chance to do endurance racing with my CBR. I wanted to try that, but it's expensive. That come off. All right, let's disconnect some things. All right, we got footage of where things go. That's the other thing that's nice about making these YouTube videos and creating content is you will know where things go when you take them apart. I don't know what this says. Oh, it's a spade. Oh, that's interesting. Never seen a connector like that where it just slides in, but okay, that's cool. All right, so all that's removed. Only other bolt that I can see is down here. That's not a part of it. I guess it's right there. But that's crazy, because, hold on a second, let me see if I can remove this. Wow, that's wild. Is it just this bolt? I don't think it is. Oh, it is. It's just... Come on. Damn, this thing's still on there. Is there anything else connected to it? I don't think so. Oh, that is on there, folks. I'm trying to get that off because all these connectors, I have O-rings for them to replace. So I'm trying to get everything off so I can replace everything. I have a little 50. I'll read those comments here in a second. See if I can get this thing out. Oh, come on. All right, let me move some tools. See if I can get this out. Okay, let's see. Let me get some gloves real quick. Have some backup. I notice that I'm real hesitant now. I've done this long enough that I've gotten some really bad cuts on my hand by just trying to just grab things and fucking yank at them without like realizing, oh, I should probably be careful because if I really go hard, my knuckles are gonna go straight into that whatever. So I always try to wear gloves when I'm doing something like this because it's always sketchy. Things always pop loose at the last second. There we go. Oh crap. corrosion in there. Temperature sensors. Looks okay. Over here. Right. Now, kind of want to get this thing out of here. Did it slide out? This thing is on there. Good. How do you connect? You connect up here to these. Alright, so you need to go a little deeper. Okay. I just saw that the paper towel that I was pushing in to protect the valves wasn't all the way in there, so hold on a sec. I gotta take a break for a second. I'm getting overheated. It is like a sauna in here. I don't know if I'll be able to make it till 12. Kind of glad there isn't that much coolant in the bike. I feel like coolant's so messy sometimes, like it just splatters everywhere. Especially if it's like, what is it, Hote or Oat. We have a dog, I'm always, oh, it's gonna splash, the dog's gonna lick it and die or something like that. I'm just not a big fan of coolant. And there's not like a good, clean way to get rid of it. It's always like, oh, put it in a bottle, put it in the trash, whatever. Take it to your proper recycling facility. It's like, all they're gonna do is just truck it to the dump. So it's not like oil where they actually take the oil, they filter it and remanufacture it. And it's actually doing something. Anyways, rant over. I wanna get this off. Get these silly hoses. There's a coolant hose. Huh. Yeah, coolant hose there. Coolant hose here. Goes down to that. Let me do that one. I'll get you guys a top-down view. Because I'm working on some stuff down here. Sorry. Hold on with me. I'm adjusting you guys real quick. Let's get a nice top down. Yeah, I'll get you a top down view from over here. It's kind of best if I just set you guys up next to where my camera is set up, so you guys can see the best view. Let's take a break. Let's see. Comments. What's up, guys? How long? Okay, it's 15. I'm 15. My mom won't let me ride Honda Grom around the neighborhood. Ah, yeah, dude. It's the moms. It's the moms that always gets you. It's just, the only way that you can get them to be okay with it is to prove to them, because all they know is headlines. All they're aware of is all the deaths out there, and there are a lot of people dying on motorcycles. And I was talking about it earlier that I've known 6 people that have died that have been excited, got a really big CC motorcycle, like a 1000 CC or ZX14, and they ride it for 6 months and they either wreck into a car and die, or they're going really fast and wreck and slide and hit something and die, or whatever. Like, so the deaths are there from their misfortunes of doing something dumb, but there are deaths out there of just, you're doing your own thing and a car piles into you at 60 that you couldn't have done anything about it. So it is dangerous, but I mean, Honda around the neighborhood isn't too bad, but as soon as you get out on the street, you really have to be defensive, which is, I don't listen to music when I'm riding because that distracts you. I only use foam earplugs because you can still hear stuff, but it blocks out the noise, but I can still hear if cars moving around, because you really have to watch out for things. Because even now, when I sit in traffic in the car, I just look around. I'm a big person. I'm not using my phone. I just put it in my glove box. Not my glove box, my center console. But when we're at lights, I just look around, and 95% of people are just deep into their phones. And even when the light turns green, you can just see their eyes move up to look at the green, and they just keep staring at their phone while they're driving away. I'm like, yeah, that's why there's a lot of deaths in motorcycles too, is because people just
with the advent of cell phones, smartphones, it's just so much sketchier now. But yeah, I get it with your mom, but it is scary. And Riley, yeah, LS is Chevy, that makes sense. I have a little 50cc I'm trying to sell. Yeah, those are fun. Best place to sell it is Facebook Marketplace. Can you ride with a permit at 15? I don't remember. It might have changed. Chet, it might have changed. I remember that I had my learner's permit at 15, and then I was able to take the motorcycle certification school at 15, but I wasn't able to get my motorcycle license, because on your license you'll have a C for a Class C license, and then you'll get a Class M for your motorcycle's license, but I don't think you can get it at 15, because I waited till I was 16, but I might have been able to get it at 15, but I don't know, the rules might have changed. But I remember my setup was, I had my learner's permit, was still doing the driving school, just finished up my car driving school with my learner's permit. I went out with my dad, did the motorcycle safety, it's a MSF course, motorcycle safety, in FS, motorcycle, I can't remember, it's a 3-letter acronym, I think it's MSF. You do that course, they give you a certification that you give to the DMV saying, hey, this guy did our course, he can safely operate a motorcycle. And then they're like, okay, now take this test. So you take a test at the DMV, it's a paper test or electronic test, and they test you to see if you know what to do. And there was a couple complicated questions on it. Like one of them was like, when you ride over, if you're riding along and you ride over gravel, what do you do? And I think that's the one I got wrong, because I said let off the gas. There was multiple, and the correct thing is to pull in the clutch. So there's no braking force and there's no acceleration force. Because if you let off the gas, that actually creates, engine braking. So when you let off the gas, the engine braking actually causes a braking sensation and actually can cause you to lose traction. So it's pull in the clutch, because then you're truly just rolling. There's no go or stopping sensation. I want 100 grams, so the SP, 100 grams are good. They're fun to start off with because they're a little 125. To ride them on the main roads, it's a little sketchy because they're so low. I've lived in Thailand for a couple years, and that's all they rode over there is scooters and Groms, but the people over there are aware of scooters and Groms because it's just a normal thing. They have to be aware of motorcycles in general over there. Here, motorcycles are quite rare. So couple that with a motorcycle that's very small and low and not that loud. Even if you have a straight pipe and a Grom, it's not that loud. So they're a fun motorcycle to ride if you know what you're doing. I'd much rather you be on a Ninja 250 or a Ninja 300, which is a taller bike. Yeah, it has more cc's, but it's taller and bigger so you can be seen. 2, if you put yourself in a weird situation, like say you're pulling out into traffic, a 100 Grom isn't going to accelerate up enough to not be rear-ended by a person on their cell phone. A Ninja 250 on the hand, if you pull out on accident in front of people, you can accelerate quick enough that they're not going to just plow through you. So 100 Groms are cool, but they're not the greatest for beginners. I only weigh 120. I can probably hit 70 miles per hour, but it will probably be the only shoot bike I get. I get a Ruckus right now. I have a Ruckus right now. I've had it since I was, oh, that's cool. Yeah, Ruckuses are cool. I used to drive around on one of those at the track. I actually knew a friend of mine in Houston who customizes Ruckuses. He does the whole low rider. I don't know. I think there's a name for customizing Ruckuses where you put them really low riding, put huge rims on them, put lights and custom paint jobs on them. I think it's not they might be called low rider Ruckuses, I don't know, but he customized them. They look really cool. Just Google Houston, Texas custom Ruckuses, and you'll find, I think his name's Tony. I can't remember, it's been so long since I rode with him, but he does tattoos and he does custom Ruckuses. And his tattoo work is pretty crazy too, so if you see him, look up his tattoo stuff. He does stripes tattoo. It's cool, so go check him out. But yeah, if you're starting out on the street, try and get a Ninja 250 or a 300 and do the MSF course, because a Grom or a Ruckus on the road, they're just so low and they're quiet. And for people that already aren't looking and aren't aware and aren't expecting motorcycles to be on the road, they're just so much more of a hazard to be on the road. Let's see here. Let's get you guys hooked up. I'm going to try and get a few more things done. It is 10:30. Give me about another 30 minutes, and then I'm going to call it quits because, like I said, I'm in Houston, Texas. It's 105 in this garage, and it is hot. But yeah. Oh, thank you. Get on my face. Mosquito on my face. I think I just saw you comment something. I just want a little pit bike to ride around the neighborhood. So, yeah, I mean, if it's just riding around the neighborhood, yeah, cool. Go for it, dude. They're fun bikes. I wanted a Grom to ride around the racetrack at just to get around places and stuff. They're fun. And that's one of the things, like, there's top racers that race the fastest bikes, but they like to race the smaller bikes too because they're less intimidating. You don't scare the shit out of yourself with them. So, yeah, dude, if your mom says yes to that, go for it. Go for that Grom. But just, if you're going to be riding on the main streets, try and get a taller bike, which is a Ninja 250, Ninja 300, Honda 250. There's a whole bunch of brands that make the smaller bikes now, and everyone's moving smaller now. Everyone's moving to kind of small displacement bikes. Okay, so I need a flathead. Flathead is over here. I need a flathead because that will enable me to remove this guy. And that's not held down by anything. Should it be? I don't think so. It's got these little clips of these wires. Those aren't held in by anything, so I can remove this whole system. All right, let's get the camera set up. I'm gonna get the camera set up. You guys are already set up. You're good. Let's see what's going on. Move wires over. How we doing? You guys still looking good? Yeah. Still got power. Cool. I have an extension cord with a charger hooked up to the phone to make sure it doesn't die. But one time when I was filming, the phone just clicked off, and I was like, what? What the? That's because the extension cord had kind of come undone, so I'm trying to make sure that didn't happen. Let's see if we can get this going here. All right, point it down. I'm adjusting the camera. Let's see here. Actually, I think I should like something like this. Something like that. A little bit less bright. Just removing this hose so I can get the coolant reservoir and stuff taken out. It's funny, it all connects to this one connector. Back inside. Whatever. Right, this whole system should come out. Let me see. This needs to be routed. Okay. Helping with a hole in the glove. Come on.
whole evap system comes off. It's just a tangled mess of wires, but I'm gonna remove this system. This is a charcoal catch, Denso charcoal catch filter. Catches oil that goes back where it shouldn't, and this is just the overflow reservoir. But move that. Fuel leaking over here, you can smell it. Pause that. What are you guys up to? Looks like people are dying down. Got about 60 of you guys watching. What are you guys up to? We got, I think it was Frank in here, Chet, RPA. Who else? We got Ryler up in here. Who else is in here? Leave a comment if you're watching. Introduce yourself. If you have any motorcycle questions or if you're curious about stuff, let me know. I'm quite knowledgeable about this stuff. Unless it's cars. Just like, what was it Ryler was saying? He was like, what motor should I put in the Chevy? I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know car motors at all. Anything else? I can totally tell you what's up. That, not so much. Alright, so now, this is the coolant pipe for this guy. Coolant hose for that. This is that. This is for, I don't know what. That's for that. That is for that coolant pipe. Alright, see if I can get this coolant hose kind of playing ball here. Make it nice. So many wires everywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this coolant hose because I have O-rings that I want to replace on all these spots. Just so I know that there's no leaks, and I want to check on these bolts and seals and all kinds of stuff that I want to check on. And it'll just give me more room to activities and play with things. You know, the usual. There it is. Oops. Let's bring this guy down a little bit. There we go. All right. There you go. Cord. Randomly down. Alright, let's see. Flathead. Get that undone. There we go. That should do it. I don't know. There shouldn't be fluid coming out of this. If there is, it should be stuck right in here. If there's fluid, I'll dump it like this. And it's completely dry, so there's nothing in there. Which is nice. Okay. That was this guy. Just kind of documenting all these hoses so I know where they go. Alright. Pull that out. This hose goes to this guy up here. I think I'll just do this hose clamp. These are kind of interesting. These are the ones you kind of clip together when they come undone. I say that like it's easy, but should be easy. Alright, guess now I gotta go wider than that. Nope. Yeah. Something like, I swear it was these two. Let me check the other. So we might use these. It's like a specialty thing. Get it in there. There it goes. That was the wider angle. One that I need to, you have to go from the very farthest to the very closest. That's how you do it. And I want to see if I can get this. There we go. This routes through here. That. Just like that. Get this coolant bottle out of here so we can flush it. Look at it, inspect it. There's not many bolts holding this thing on. There's some pads, hose. This kind of holds it there. Can't remember if there's anything that really holds this in place other than just the, there's nothing really holding it in place. If I remember correctly. Yeah, it's just the ignition that kind of holds it there. I just wanted to move this hose out of the way, so just do that. Got these wires. That's out of the way, that's out of the way. We can take off this ignition wire. If I can get it. I'll just leave it there for right now. Because pretty far into the bike, which is good. I'm happy with this. This is good enough. This is good enough that I can clean stuff. I can get to these bolts and take off what I need to do with these. But yeah, let's go to the wheel. I need to get that bearing out so I can get these wheels to the de-chromer. Let's set this up over here. I'll set you up. Set you up over here, I guess. Yeah, just right here works. Where is the? There it is. All right, so I don't have a. Just get set up. So bring it down a little bit so you guys see what's going on. We are going to be taking out the bearing. Set up with a nice backdrop. Let's see if I can. Ah, damn it. Things are coming undone. Should I set up the backdrop? There we go. Action shot. There we go. Sweet. Yeah, got the best view in the house. Alright, that looks good. Alright, cool. So, I'm gonna get the camera moved over. Start hammering on this bitch. Did I forget anything over here? Any tools? Is there anything? Everything's kind of out. There needs to be. Alright. Yeah, nice headway on this bike. I don't know. Oh, let's see here. I gotta adjust the camera. Make it a little bit lower hot right now. Ah man, fuel fumes. I took off those injectors and they're bleeding out old varnished fuel. If you've never smelled old fuel before, it's definitely like, it smells like fuel, but it's like a stank fuel. So that's where I put it, just stank. Doesn't smell great. Let's see here. Let's see, how don't have a drift to do this, so let's see if we can do it with a flat. Maybe we can do something else. Let's see. Let me do with that. Let me try this guy. What else can I camera shit it with? What do we got over here? Maybe one of these. Maybe I could use a Allen key because there's a little spot to hit it with. I don't really have what you call a drift or a punch to get it in there. No, I won't purchase enough. I think I just have to do with a flathead or something. Alright, let's see if we can get this done. Because we need to get it done. So let's see. Turn back on. Oh, turn back on. Dying on me? Oh, we're good. Got 30 minutes left of footage. Alright, let's see. Alright. Two options. Let's see if there's any better spot for this. I had ordered a blind puller to be able to pull these, but it doesn't work. One size is too small, one size is too big. Funny part is like, oh yeah, motorcycle blind, what is it? Motorcycle blind liner or bearing puller toolkit. Yeah, it's gonna work. Well, it didn't. That's what you get. Amazon. Not seeing it because this one is too small. It's too. Actually, hold up. Let's see. Right, oh, right as I say that. Look at that. You're looking up. All right. Let's get a wrench. All right, what do I do with those wrenches? 14, and then wrench all the way turned out. Product placement for Amazon links. So if you guys need any tools, go to my main channel, to my long form content. You'll see all the tools I work with and all the things I put all the Amazon links. If you click any of those links, I get a commission from it. But all that commission goes right back to parts and tools. So you guys will genuinely be helping the channel by helping me buy more tools and parts, because I have a small garage and I don't have all the tools known to mankind. I'm slowly building them. Come on, there it goes. Come on. What are you doing here? 16 right. Still nothing. Okay, 17. There we go. Alright, so let's do this. One more roll. One more. That's good. Alright. Slide hammer. I'm gonna do a slide hammer on this guy. Got the bearing. The handle. See if I can get this tight on there. Barely fits. It's coming out. Let's go. There it goes. Bearing out. Super rusty bearing. That is what a blind pulling bearing is. I was a little bummed. I thought this wasn't going to work, but it totally worked. Nice. So now I can take a socket and hammer out that side. The wife isn't going to be happy that was quite loud. Let's see. What size is this? That's a little bit too big. A little bit too big still. Get you. There's the winner. There we go. All right. There we go. There it goes. There we go. Bearings are out. Now I can take this thing to the corner. Oh, I gotta do that. All right. This thing was okay. Bearings don't look good. These bearings are rusted and ugh. Rusted and stuck. They're not that great. Alright, cool. Like that. I think we hit on everything that we wanted to tonight. Yeah, we are all done by my evaluation. Got a lot done actually. Whew. Man, it's getting stinky in here, that gas. I need to figure out something with that injector and drain that gas. It smells in here. It's not that big a deal, it's a garage, but yeah, it just stinks. Let me get you guys set up. I am done working on the motorcycle. Now I'll just go into cleanup mode. I'm gonna set you guys in the corner. Actually, I'll set you guys up over here so you guys can kind of see me going to and from places. Set you guys up over here. Oh, here you guys are. There we go. Something like that. Something like that. Let me check. So you guys can see. There we go. Yeah, so if you guys are just tuning in, just did a shit ton of stuff. Trying to remove coolant system, brakes, some other things.
Still gotta do some more stuff on here. I guess I can remove this coolant hose. I should probably do that. Pause that. We're not done yet. Bonus content for you guys. This one doesn't want to come loose. See, I think this is the one bolt that I didn't spray with whatever. It's super corroded. Super soft and corroded. Alright, let's get you up there. This one's interesting. Have to get out of this. Oh, I definitely didn't get that one. That one was tight. Oh, that one's super tight on that hose. This one might need a new hose too. That allows me to get more purchase. Alright, let's get that off there. Actually, I need to film this. What am I doing? I'm a YouTuber. What am I doing? I'm gonna be filming all this stuff. See, that's the thing, is that doing the actual work doesn't take that long. I can do it quite quickly, but getting all set up and doing it that way takes a while. Oh, okay. Yeah, what's going on here? If you guys ever just need a sauna, just stand in your unconditioned garage during midsummer. It's not that hot outside. It's like at 70, 80, but just residual heat from the house and stuff keep the garage hot. We rent, this is a rental house, but one day when it's more viable to own a house than rent, because right now to buy a house like this and pay a mortgage is almost double of what we're renting it for right now. And so it's like, once that kind of swaps and it's more affordable to own a house, then we might bite the bullet, but yeah. When I do, I say this because that's the ultimate goal. Me and my wife are always talking about is where we want to live and what kind of house we want, and all those goals and dreams and ambitions. Is I want to have a 3-car garage, so I can have a 2-car garage bay for 2 cars for mine and my wife's, and then 1 garage bay just for working on stuff, which would be kind of nice. So, all right, let's get this going here. This looks good. Looks focused. I'll act like I'm loosening this. Super torqued down. That one's cracked. That one's gonna need something new on it. That one, yeah, let me show it to the camera. Where's the get rid of focus? No more focus, please. Yeah. That one was super torqued down. I think it's okay, but we might need a new one. Oh yeah, you guys see this? So this is normal. That's okay. It's torqued down. It's got a little pinching from the texture of the clamp. But you see that one? That one's super distorted. And when it gets super distorted like that, things like this happen, where it's all chewed up. This one will probably leak. There was no fluid in the bike, so I don't know if it would leak. Almost 100% sure that one will leak. Let's do a little overview of what's going on. This is always what you gotta do to do like transition stuff. Let's see here. I'm gonna take off the front end, but that's what it is for tonight. And
else I need to remind myself of? I need to get super wide angle footage of the motorcycle for thumbnails. I always end up getting so much close-up stuff. I'll never end up getting wide angle things. Stuff like this. Looks like one of those Star Wars bikes. Okay. Calling it quits with this guy. We're done filming. I'm gonna download all that stuff. Now, the other time-consuming thing is when I have one garage and I don't like to leave my car out in the garage. Funny enough, our neighbor's truck got broken into yesterday night. So, yeah, I never like to leave the car outside. It's your most expensive asset or liability that you'll ever purchase if you buy like a nice car and do payments. We paid it off, but we bought it at a $25,000 Mazda CX-5, so it's a nice car. But we paid it off, but it is still one of the most expensive things we've bought. And I want to keep it safe, so we always keep it in the garage. There's been several hailstorms that come through here. You can even see on one of the live feeds that I was working on the 996, it actually started hailing when I took the camera down. I was like, look outside, it's hailing. So, yeah, Houston is super unpredictable with not only its weather, but also its people. So yeah, let me pick up a few of these tools and then I'll check comments. If you guys have any questions about this bike or any bikes that you guys have, just post them. I'll probably be able to answer them. And if you have any comments about any of the videos or questions about my other videos, go watch my long format videos. Those are pretty cool. One of them has actually reached 200,000 views, which is kind of nice. That was the brand new S1000. It was a 2024 S1000. That video about that rebuild got 200,000 views, so excited about that one. Hopefully all these other videos do decent. It's turning out that the 996 videos aren't doing that great. They're not getting big numbers, but these bikes are more about for me. It's not necessarily for the YouTube algorithm or entertainment. I really like these bikes. But after this bike, we'll go back to modern sport bikes because that's my bread and butter. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. When I put up all my tools, I'm a stickler for being neat. I've lost so many things, and it's kind of trained me unwillingly to make sure after every night of working on things, I put things back to where they need to go. That sounds like kind of OCD or whatever, but it's just one, it's a good habit, but two, I don't lose expensive tools that I can't find when I need them. So that's why I always try to put things back. And anything, oh, that was the next thing is, if you guys want to help the channel, go to my Buy Me a Coffee and donate some money, because I'm saving up for parts for this bike, but also a tool organizer kit. There's some of these plastic kits that help you organize tools, because whenever I roll around, I think everything rolls around gets unorganized, but I'm going to save up to get this plastic toolbox organizer to hopefully mitigate things getting mixed up and, you know, just OCD kind of stuff. Let's get this going here. What do you? So yeah. But back to my experience riding. It's been what, 15 years, yeah, but I was riding for 20 years, so it's kind of crazy. Those some big numbers. I was talking to my wife the other night that high school feels like an alternate. It was an other life. And I think, what was it, Chet? You're asking about motorcycles and 50 cc's, and you're saying you're 15. It's crazy. 15 years from now, when you're 30, how you feel right now is going to feel like it was a completely different life. Like, everything was so different then. I'm only 35, but looking back on high school, it was a whole other world. Like, I can't even remember and see myself there. It's like, that was a whole other lifetime. So I kind of get it now when people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, and they're looking at me and I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling old. Like, dude, you're still young. I'm like, ah, that's right. That is true. Can't say I'm too old yet, but it's getting to the point where I reminisce of that old thing. I'm like, wow, that was quite long ago. I can't even remember what it was like then. Let's see, here you go at the top. You guys there. Let's see, I got 10, got 11, got 8. There we go, got some crossovers. Yeah, so for the guys that are watching, if I started to rebuild a new sport bike, what sport bike would you guys want me to rebuild? Would it be a jack bike, like Kawasaki, Suzuki, or would it be Italian bike, so another Ducati, an Aprilia, a Bimoto, what are some other ones out there? Would you rather me do one of those, or? Because I'm not going to do cruisers or choppers or anything, nothing American. I've actually gotten rid of all my SAE tools because I never worked on anything American. I'm not going to work on a Harley or a cruiser. And I don't work on cars, so I was like, there's no point in me having this many tools for something that I never use and never touch voluntarily. And even our car is a Mazda. It's from Japan. So even if I have work on that thing, which I don't really do work on the Mazda, even if I do work on it, I will just be using metric tools. So, yeah. Let's see here. What else we got? Hammer. Snip bits. Snips. What else we got hanging around here? Some bits. A flashlight. And then the oil or the brake fluid pump. That's about it. These have done really good. I've gotten to some tight situations where I couldn't use wire clippers. And these give you so much more leverage since they're so much longer. Damn, I've loved these things. And if you're working on anything, always have a 5-pound, or 2-pound? I think it's a 2-pound dead blow hammer. A lot of people end up getting rubber mallets, and they don't do well because they don't have the weight to do anything. Rubber mallets have a very specialty use case where you're trying to do something and just barely move stuff. But if you need to move stuff, but you need to be gentle, a dead blow hammer is where it's at. So that is a crucial tool if we're talking about tools that people should look into buying if they're rebuilding things. What else am I missing? Alright, we got those. Those go back in the box. We got impacts, we got trash. This little switch, had a couple zip ties, some tubing. I'll hold on to this plastic tubing. It's good tubing, and it looks OEM, so we'll hold on to that. I don't think I'll hold on to this switch. Actually, I might hold on to this switch because it's funny. I'll probably get a new switch, but a common modification to these 748s is since they don't have an oil cooler, which is a radiator for your oil to help cool the bike's oil, the bike runs a little bit hotter since it's essentially just relying on the radiator to cool the blocks and stuff. A common thing was with these 748s is they put on a switch for the fan. So not only will, it depends on how you wire it, but people would put on a switch to where you could automatically turn on the radiator fan. And I thought that's what this was when I first saw it on the bike. I was like, wow, This guy researched his bike. I knew this was a common upgrade. I saw he did some other bids. He got a new exhaust. Like, maybe this owner took care of it. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. This was to turn on his brake lights or turn them off. So and this thing's pretty jank. So this thing's gonna get the bid. Alright, let's see, what else can we get up? Alright, yeah. There's that wire. At least he used the OEM bullet connectors, which was smart. Old wiring, throw this stuff away. And what else we got? We got bolts. I guess we can go ahead. I need one more of those. These were there. This went somewhere. Where did you go? I think you went. No, not there. Not there. I don't know. I can't remember. I will have to think about this one. Came from somewhere. Don't remember where it came from. I'll think about that one. I know these go here, but these need to replace. These are not OEM. I'll replace these with some OEM bolts. Actually, asked my friend Scott, he's the one with the 996 called. Like, hey, you got any more of those gold Ducati bolts that I can maybe borrow indefinitely? I'll swap out some of these things. Alright, where did I remove that from? Was it here? Oh, that was from the, that was from the slave cylinder. That's what it was from. I'll just put that right there, just so I remember. It only needs one bolt. And yeah, this guy, there's all the bolts from this case are missing. Except for 1, 2, 3. And this third one's busted. I'm gonna have to dribble that out. Dang it. Anyways, gotta pick up some stuff. Alright. We got this. Fans. These guys. Yeah. So, again, if you guys have questions, just leave questions in the comments. Once I get done with this guy and putting away that, I'll bring you guys down, answer some questions, and I'm off to bed. Let me put these bolts someplace so that these guys are safe. Just put them in there. What else we got? Got the breather. This is the crankcase breather. You know, something we could do, we could put better tape on there. Heat tape. Maybe reclamp it. Something. I got some other clamps, some nice clamps. We could spruce this guy up nicely. Put some trim restorer on there, make it shine. There's a whole bunch of things you can do to make anything that shit look really nice. Alright, this is trash. That is trash. That is baking. And that's the curse. Oh, it's not doing too great. Alright, let's. Nice. Now we gotta put this coolant into some. I got a jar. Yeah, here's a jar. I was gonna use this jar for the brake fluid, but guess we're gonna use it for the coolant. Dirty. I'm gonna have to flush this thing quite a bit of water. Almost fucked up. Almost freaked out and dumped over it. Ouch. Alright. Let's see here. Stuff is very slick. It's green, so I don't know what one that is, but it's green, so. Someone knows, leave it in the comments. That's this type of coolant. I don't know what coolant is. Good cows. Let's clean up our mess. Alright. would be nice to have like a garage setup where you just have like a 50-gallon drum for all your used oil, or 50-gallon drum for all your used coolant. Like a full-on setups where you're just constantly dumping stuff. So you don't have to worry about individually cleaning up. That's the goal to get there. Just get a big shop. One thing that I would like is a sandblasting machine. Comment if you've have a sandblasting machine, or if you've used those vapor blasts. I would like one of those vapor honing machines with some soda, or the non-dissolving soda. That creates a crazy, smooth, nice, polished, finished look. Funny enough, I actually used to work for a sandblasting company. If you go Google dustless blasting, you'll find me in all the training videos and marketing videos, and even some of the commercials. I was everything there. I was content creator, I was show host, I was training manual maker, blasted a bunch of stuff. I was a blog maker. I didn't like doing that. I didn't like making blogs. That was kind of dumb. That was kind of towards the end of my stay. But yeah, that was a fun company. Got to meet a couple cool people there that were real fun to be with. That was a fun company. But yeah, I learned a lot about sandblasting there. And they make good machines. They make trailer sandblasting units to start a business. It's like a $40,000 to $120,000 trailers that you can buy and then go out and try and get jobs. Kind of like essentially buying a big pressure washer, and then it's on a trailer, go find some work. It's a specialty tool, you get specialty pay. I think the minimum is like $300 an hour, but you also have to have 40 to 120 grand to drop. And it's hard to keep going with customers because there's seasons to that stuff. But yeah, I would like a sandblaster in the garage. That would be nice. Let's see. That's good, that's good. Let's do the party trick with you and roll you back. I got stuff all over my hands. If you guys are looking for motorcycle stands, if any of you guys are going to start working on motorcycles, I always swore by Pitbull stands. Pitbull stands is like an American brand. They make really high quality coated motorcycle stands, but they're really nice. They look really heavy. They're heavy. They're really quality. But when you stand up, they take up so much space. And when I was in a small garage with a car in here and trying to work on things, I couldn't do anything. And then especially when I ran into the S1000, when I had to work on the front end, the forks, and even the triple tree tube, I couldn't do it with the normal stands. I had to figure out something. And so I found Honstand, which I was like, what, all those center stands? Those things are like thousands of bucks. I remember those when I was racing. If you had one of those, you were bougie. I got this from Constans, and their online company name is like Motia, I think, Motia. It's like MEOTA or something. This was like 290 bucks shipped. I was like, what? What happened to the $1,000 that how it used to be? But so I got one of these, and it is a complete game changer. The only thing that it's not great for is if you're trying to work on your sprocket. I cannot get to the sprocket very well. So that's going to be one of the last things that I get to, is I'll have to get everything built back, and then when it's time to work on the chain and stuff, that will be like one of the last things I work on because I can't really get to it. Let's do, I guess I won't be able to. Here I'm just putting paper towels in the coolant holes. There's that one and that one. There's two more. Coolant hose, so when things start moving around, they won't start leaking everywhere. Oh yeah, these things are awesome. Just roll them around and they mount up. I have an adapter for the S1000 that I built. Go watch that video. But I did a S1000, a brand new S1000 rebuild, and this thing made it so easy to get the front end done on that, because there was a front end crash on that one. The forks were all damaged, the radiator, the oil cooler was all damaged, and I needed something to, that's not gonna leak anywhere. Let's do this one. Both of those are dry. I needed something to hold that up. But if you want to do some work on a motorcycle, and it's not sprocket related, if you want to do front end stuff or whatever, I highly recommend this thing. Because it lets you lift up front and rear with one thing. So if you're going to change wheels or anything, it's already set. If you want to work on your swing arm, I take it back. Swing arm, it's kind of sketchy. This hooks into one of the swing arm bolts, so you can't really work on a swing arm. You have to do that a different way. Let's see. So, you need to get this guy off. My ADD is kicking in because I'm tired. Roll this guy back. Come on. See? Ta-da! Ta-da-da-da. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do some product placement. I'm filming this with my camera. Because I've been trying to make more content for the items that I use. Let's see here. So I can, because at Justice last time I made commercials, TV commercials, all that kind of stuff. So I know what to do, but just to do it. And walk off screen. Nice. Got some more footage. Sweet. Let's put up impact. How will it be down today? Kind of sad. Normally impact kind of saves me on stuff that I can't get a good purchase on. The impact does a good job, but it didn't do what I needed it to do today. It kind of flopped. Let's just absorb this brake fluid. I'm working underneath you guys. Alright, let's see. So we got the brake fluid stuff over here. Let's see. Do one of these. That's pretty clean, clear. Absorb. Alright. I'm going to take this. I'm going to use this here pretty soon, so I'm just going to leave it kind of how it is. I don't really take it all apart, but I'm going to use it actually not just that somehow. This turns this way. How does it go? That goes there. There we go. Like that somehow. Let me get this cleaned out and throw this brake fluid away. I have a trash can right over here off camera. Alright. Absorb. Flip. Yeah. Can I just leave some comments or questions down below if you guys have any questions about motorcycles. I kind of have a good handle on what I'm talking about. Whether it's working on them, racing them, owning them, buying them, selling them, restoring them. Quite a varied experience with them. Let's see. And I need to properly put it away back into its box. I'm an idiot. Let's see. inspect all the stuff that we took off the bike. You guys can check out what all is coming off. There we go. See the chaos of piled up stuff. Let's get this guy out here. Crescent wrench all the way out because I don't have a crap ton of box end wrenches because I just never use them. I'm always using sockets. There we go. I'm always using sockets and stuff. I don't ever. Oh, it makes me feel so much better because I tried to put this on the other side and that bearing was just too big. But this is what a blind bearing puller is. Normally on certain bikes or motorcycles or cars, whatever, you can typically punch them out with like a socket the same size and punch it out, or you take a drift or a punch and push them out. Well, this is if you can't push it out one way or the other. This goes in and grabs it, and they put a little expander inside here, and that expander grabs, and you can actually see some of the metal. There it is. You can see some of the metal where it really dug in and grabbed it. But now, let's see if I can get this off. A couple love taps maybe. Maybe not. Maybe, just had the thought, I should probably do this over there, just in case that falls off and dents the tank. It didn't dent the tank, but it made a scuff in it. And a loud noise that I hope didn't wake up my daughter. She's sleeping, but yeah, these definitely, I was thinking about maybe I can reuse these, but these are all rusted out and just goners. So, and they feel smooth still. But the surface is all rusted and pitted. And this one, yeah, I mean, they feel smooth. They're not really rolling, but they feel smooth. But it's just better to replace them, and they just get stuck. Because I had to work on the axle and refurbish the axle. The axle was fully rusted, and it took me forever to get it off. You'll see that in the video footage. When I get this thing edited, it took me forever to get it off. Right, I'm just putting this underneath you guys. And that's there. This goes there, this goes there, this goes there. See if I can get this off here. I need to go this way. Oh no, who's turning? Okay. What to do. Let's see if I can grab it with this. Should I be with this? Just need to break it loose. Yeah. We're good. Cool. Alright. So it ended up that this bearing tool was a good purchase. I was like, fuck, I bought a tool that I'm gonna have to return. Luckily I bought it on Amazon. But I was pissed. I was like, ah, damn, I'm gonna have to figure out some other way to take off this bearing, and I wanna get it to the chromer soon. But looks like I did have the parts I needed. It's just one of the bearings was a different size. So that's what gave me all the fuss. But yeah. See, and all my tools have lower one for all like grips and stuff, and the upper one is for sockets and wrenches and stuff. And that's all I really need. It's kind of just all in those two drawers, which is kind of nice. tool chest, 15 drawers, whatever. I'm like, I can fit all my car tools in 2 drawers. The rest of the tools I have are specialty tools that are in little plastic bins there, and there's a few more back there, but the only thing I need is just like a shelf to store those because they're specialty, like bearing pullers and stuff. Yeah. Alright, looks like we got 99% of everything put up. Yeah, I think this was a good night. Let's get this organized still. Clean this one up. Ratchet. Okay. Make sure you keep closed. You guys are good. Nothing standing up. A few things. I'm wondering, like, this looks kind of empty right here. What am I saying here? Let's do this. Goes here. This goes here. This goes here. There we go. Now we're talking. Missing any other tools? Those are fine. I think we're good. Alright, let's put this guy away. That goes right there. You go right there. You go right there. Yeah, I was talking about getting a tool organizer because I have them pretty organized in here, but when I'm moving around things, wiggle things, shift, things roll around. And the only downside is I can get the level tool organizers, but it's not deep enough. If I had 2 drawers that were this deep, 2 of those drawers, it'd be perfect. But these drawers work just right to where I can fit everything that I need. But it's not deep enough that I can set things up on end for those fancy like organizers where it's like a little plastic thing so they stand up like that. I would love that because it would just hold things in place and make my OCD okay. But yeah, that's good. Alright guys, thanks for joining tonight. If you guys stayed the whole time, thank you. You helped the algorithm say that my content is at least good enough to watch. But if you guys want to watch more content of motorcycle rebuild stuff, I've rebuilt, there's four good ones. I have the R6, which was more cinematic. That was my first one I filmed. I have a GSX R600. That's like one of the most popular ones. I have a lot of detailed footage and kind of how-tos on that one. I didn't talk you through the how-to, but it's very close-up footage on how to do it. And then after that was a Triumph Speed Triple. I had to do a complete motor disassembly with that one. That one was kind of interesting. And then after that was the S1000 rebuild, which was all front end damage, and I did a bunch of work. That one was super expensive to do, and I got some. I worked with Monster Fairing to get a discount through them to make a custom set of fairings that I think look. I am biased, but I thought they were the most beautiful fairings on any 1000. Because not only did I stick with the M1000 colors, but I made the lower fairings white, which the stock one doesn't come with white, but I also added in some of the M bike attributes. So there's a couple spots that I added in M things. So go check that one out, and go check out the release of my 2 newest videos for the 996. We got the wash video out and like the overview of like what the hell is this bike. And then the next video was actually kind of an in-depth one. That was how to do the valve clearances and the belts. That's the main thing with these bikes. These bikes are famous for the valve adjustment because it's kind of weird to do. It's not like a normal inline 4 engine. It's a little bit weird to do. And then the belts, because most inline 4 bikes, Japanese bikes, have a chain, and you don't have to replace a chain really ever unless it's really ragged on. But these belts, you have to change them every 6,000 miles. I've never owned a bike, even my track bike that I rode all the time. I don't even think I hit 6,000. I think I got it. Anyways, but yeah, go check out those 2 videos. Like, subscribe, everything, because that helps the algorithm. And if you guys want to help with buying new tools for me, or helping for the fund for buying new tools, or just want to help me be able to buy new bikes in the future, because I'm always on the hunt for the next project bike, go to buymeacoffee.com. I have a couple links in certain videos. it's essentially the same thing as Patreon. It's just you donating money to the cause. That money goes straight into this stuff, because yeah, this stuff gets pricey. But yeah, you guys have a good night. I am Dunskies, and I'm ready for bed, and I'm out of water, and it's freaking hot in here. But thanks again for tuning in. Oh, I need to answer some questions. I haven't even looked at this thing. And my brain is so fried. Let's check this out. What we got going on? 100 grams. Ryler, I'm not that great at welding. I did welding in high school. I did stick welding. Yeah. Are you going live tomorrow? Possibly. If I go live, it'll always be in the evening time after 7:30, and I go till around 11:30, 12, just until I'm either too tired or I run out of things that I know I can get done in the night. So around 7:30-ish to 12, you'll see me pop up. Lane splitter, thanks man. Yeah, you're welcome. Starting Ducati is an amazing work for real. This one's, who don't understand how time consuming and difficult is, have no idea. Yeah, it's crazy because like I now have a newfound appreciation and like just awe at guys that restore like old cars all by themselves, because that takes years, like years to do. Bikes, I probably will be done with this one maybe, I don't know, September. I'm hoping September, October. My friend Scott, who has the 996, he's like, you have till October 1st to get that bike running, because it's going to cool off and we're going to go riding. I was like, okay, I'll see what I can do. But yeah, bikes take a long time. It's a lot of finagling and ordering parts and trying to guesstimate what parts you need before you're even there. But yeah, it's a lot of work. But yeah, thanks, Lane Splitter. I commend you fellow riders as a fellow lane splitter. I say, well, hell yeah, get her done, son. That's good. That's funny. Oh yeah, Ryler, what coolant is it? Is it HOT or OAT or glycol or glyphosate? I don't fucking know. That's one thing. I know motor oils, all the weights and all the brands, but it's one thing I don't really pay attention to with coolant, because I never run OEM coolant. The only OEM coolant that I ever ran was on the S1000 that I rebuilt. That thing was still under warranty, so I filled it back up with BMW coolant. So whoever bought it, there was no issues with the warranty. They wouldn't like, oh, this isn't OEM coolant. The coolant that I always buy is engine ice. I've had really good luck with engine ice. I used water wetter, which is you put distilled water in your motorcycle, and then you add this pink additive that's a lubricating and anti-corrosive agent, and it turns your thing pink. But I had my race bike gunked up with like rust and stuff, and I was like, I even put double the amount of the additive because I didn't feel safe about it. And this was maybe 4 track days later. It looks like brown gunked up stuff. So after that, I stopped using water additives for coolant. So I stuck with engine ice, and I've had no issues with engine ice. But the thing is engine ice isn't slippery, so if it blows out on the track, it's still safe to ride on. It's got a little bit of slip, but it's not like this stuff where it's like soapy water. So anyways, yeah, it's green one. Yeah, it's the green one. Yeah, I know. But yeah, I'll be flushing this thing out to get all that coolant out of it. And then I think the next thing, if I do go live, I don't really want to do it because it's a multi-day process. I'm gonna have to be doing it. It's the valve clearances. It takes a lot of time, and it's a lot of repetitive things to do over and over. It's a couple day job. I'll probably do the vertical cylinder front and back, check the clearances, do the lower, check the clearances, and then the next day actually start taking things apart to change out clearances. And that's the other thing. This thing has rocker arms that move the valves up and down, and some of those, they have chrome on them, and the chrome flakes off on these. And if the chrome flakes off, you have to replace them. And to replace them, it's kind of even a more in-depth process. So this stuff was easy. Just undo some bolts, rip it off. Now the more time-consuming stuff happens. So for going live tomorrow night, I don't know. I typically take a break every now and then because
I do work on this, and then another night I do editing on the videos. So I'll try and split it up between actual physical work on the motorcycle or actual video creation and video editing, because those, like the most recent Ducati video that I released, that one had 2,800 clips in it. So it took me a long time to put that one together, but it was sad because there wasn't that many views. It was sad. It was like 600 views. So that's the downside of these bikes. They're an iconic bike, but they're a super niche bike. With the S1000, I got a crap ton of views because that's like the modern sport bike, the dream bike for everybody. So everyone's always searching it. No one really ever searches this bike. It's very iconic. It's the most well-known. If you know motorcycles, you know this motorcycle, but the masses aren't searching for it. So I knew the view count and the viewership of these videos is going to be a little bit lower, but like I said, I wanted this bike and I want to document restoring it because, yeah. Why is it chrome? Hey, oh, the wheels? I don't know who decided, a previous owner decided to chrome those. They're not chrome. They're supposed to be this flat gold color. Maybe even a little bit more glossy. I think the rims are a little bit glossier than that. But yeah, even the, I think these are non-OEM re-chrome these. These are supposed to also be kind of similar to that flat gold. But yeah, the engine isn't chrome. That's a silver paint. Yeah, got the gas tank all cleaned up, ready to go. I'm going to strip, here's a little sneak peek. I'm gonna strip this a red. I don't need any of those except for this guy. Cause if you sneak a peek in here, look at there. That is a set of OEM, all original, perfect condition fairings. I got them for 500 bucks. To put that in perspective, a nose cone on eBay that's in okay condition is 500 bucks. So it's much more worth it to repaint this gas tank and repaint that and match up those OEM, all that perfect OEM fairings, than to try and just put cheap plastics on it, because cheap Chinese plastics are about 500 bucks anyway. So I was like, I got a whole set of OEM fairings for 500. That should have cost me like $3,500. Like it should have cost more than this motorcycle. So that was a good find. But yeah, anyways, Ryler, you have a good night. Lane Splitter, thanks for checking in. Chet, good luck with asking your mom about the Grom riding around the neighborhood. And Frank, if you're still here, thanks for watching, man. Good luck with the knee. I hope your knee heals up soon. And you can always surf Facebook or the marketplace trying to look at motorcycles. That's literally all I do when I have downtime. I'm just constantly scrolling, looking for motorcycles for sale. Scott, if you're still here, yeah, good luck with your build. And Master Games, thanks for checking in. Thanks guys for tuning in. Again, go check out my other long form content. Go watch it, like, subscribe. And if you want to donate to the cause, there's a couple links to buy me a coffee, and that's just essentially Patreon, where you guys throw some cash at me. Make it rain. But all right guys, you have a good night. Checking out. Hot. Time to go to bed. See you guys.